Perfect. Perfect.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see. I don't think I have. Wait a minute. Let me cut this up. Baby, this new microphone gonna be the death of me. Figuring out if it's on, if it's off, if it's off. Oh, child. Good afternoon, Seymour Lane. I'm gonna start calling it back Lit Lane. Okay. So yes, we on Seymour Lane, the lane where we see more, switching up, not really switching up, but focusing on more, um, focusing on different content. But I do believe I'm going to need to go back to calling folks Lit Lane and the Pit Crew. So Tiki, we gonna do, instead of the nosy side, we're gonna do the Pit Crew membership. And now I got two levels. It's the 99 cent, and I think it's 3.99. 3.99, I think. What's up, Winter? Hello. I hope everybody having a good day so far. We had a really great affirmation yesterday morning and this morning. So the affirmations are continuing over here on Seymour Lane. If you're not tuned into them yet, please do. I am Demetra Lit all day. Your host is here on Seymour Lane, the lane where we see more. Um, and we're going to be doing some focus, and this is a new segment called Trial and Jury. This is where we do a trial work together and put ourselves in a positions to be the jurors, keeping an open mind, coming in with the weight of determining someone's freedom on our shoulders, right? You know, Demetri want to make you think. So we started the trial yesterday. The trial took place in Grand Rapids, Michigan, the state of Michigan versus what's his name? Kenyate Newburn. Okay, on December 26th, 2022, the day after Christmas. Miss Maya Kelly was in her home with her two children, 4 years old and 1 year old, and her boyfriend, when she had a knock at the door. She asked who was it and went to the door and put her eye up to the peephole. Maya Kelly lost her life that day. A shock springs out through the peephole, having her deceased there on the scene. Now, they didn't have any eyewitnesses to the actual shooting, to the pulling of the trigger. There's no one that laid odds on the defendant, Mr. Newburn. But they was able to build the case of the trial now, by circumstantial evidence, such as um, security cameras, with footage of the getaway car the alleged getaway car in the vicinity. They had footage on a couple of videos, cameras, and also they had an eyewitness as far as being able to say or describe what the defendant had on. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. We've only just begun. In the opening statements we heard yesterday, and I do have a playlist that I'm building for this type of for this content, trial and jury. The prosecutor opened up in his opening statement, and he said, hey, we building this case on circumstantial evidence. Oh, you're welcome, Winter. I love it too, right? And that at the end of the case, you may not hear a motive, but it's not necessary to provide you with a motive, but to simply have you use your thinking and putting together what's shown to us and proven to make the case. As for the defense in his opening statement kept it very short, very sweet, very to the point. Reasonable doubt. If you find, after watching this trial, after we watch this trial together, when it's time to make the deliberations, if you find that the state has not proved the case against Mr. Newburn without any reasonable doubt, with any reasonable doubt, then you have to find them innocent. If you think they proved it down to the T and leave you with no doubts, you'll find him guilty. Okay, the first two witnesses yesterday were the first responding officers. They showed body cam footage. The third witness was the neighbors. It was a duplex. Very important that I say. I meant to have my highlight pictures, and I didn't mean. I meant to save all the important notes, the case notes. Let me open this up today right here. Let me open up my notepad because I meant to copy all that and paste it so we can have it going throughout the days, and I didn't do that yesterday. It'll be on point tomorrow. It's a new segment. We're gonna have it. We're gonna get it together. Okay, so we had the first two witnesses, responding officers. The third witness was the mother of the neighbor. It was a duplex. As soon as I found out it was a duplex, I immediately, to my own self and a couple other folks yesterday was questioning. I wondered if this was a case of mistaken identity, knocked at the wrong door, targeted the wrong door. So we heard from the mother of the neighbor who was there, and then we heard from the neighbor herself who was there on Zoom. So that's where the case picks up today. Let's go ahead and get this started. Thank y'all for joining me. Please hit the like button and let's get into this trial watch. Trial and jury. Trial watch day 2. It's still day 1 for the trial, but it's day 2 for us here on Seymour Lane. All right, it's exactly where we left off at. They was going on break. Let me share it. Okay, let me see. And there's the defendant. Oh, y'all don't see it. Okay, there's the defendant. He didn't cut his dreads off for the trial. Winter says, "Yeah, let me sit back and pay close attention while I work because I'm seeing a couple of things." Right, it was very interesting. I'm really waiting to hear back from. I want to hear from. I'm looking forward to hearing from the victim's boyfriend and also the neighbor's boyfriend. Let me cut this up.
My name is Darian Adams, Darianadams.
Thank you. How are you currently employed?
By the Grand Rapids Police Department as a police officer.
How long have you worked in that capacity?
2 years now.
What was your assignment back on the day of this incident on December 26th of 2022?
I was given the assignment of canvassing the north side of Canton.
And so were you dispatched to the scene at 47 Canton Street?
Yeah, it came out as a shots fired, so everyone kind of in that service area started heading that way.
Did a lot of officers respond that night?
Yes.
And what was your primary role on scene? that day?
Just to canvass the north side of that street.
And that would have been the north side of Canton?
Yes,
Were there other officers involved in the canvass of other areas?
correct.
Did other officers canvass the area of Ionia Avenue Southwest?
I do not recall.
Did other officers canvass businesses in that area?
I can only speak to what I did.
And you were mainly involved in the canvass of the north side of Canton Street?
Correct.
Did you speak to a lot of the residents on Canton Street?
I spoke to some residents, and then I know that there were a few houses that didn't answer.
And did any of the residents on Canton Street have exterior video surveillance?
Yes, I recall that 2 of the addresses that I spoke with had surveillance.
And are you familiar with the layout of Canton Street and the general addresses in that area?
Yeah.
Could you please, is the laser pointer still up there? I think, yeah, standing right there. Just push the button and aim it up there. Could you indicate for the jury which 2 houses that you just identified had some video surveillance?
So 31 and then 23.
Did you?
Oh, they
watch
didn't
that
show it today. I
surveillance?
hope they're gonna show it today like they did yesterday.
In my report, I wrote that 31 had a Ring camera, but it didn't capture anything of note.
So 31 did not have any exterior video surveillance related to this case.
Welcome everybody. We
Correct.
just started.
And
How
then
about 23, Canton?
23 did, and I did review that footage.
And so you had a chance to watch it?
Yes.
And then is that something that you would personally collect, that video, or is that something that detectives would follow up on?
The detectives would follow up on it.
But you made a note that you watched it in your report.
Yes.
And did you actually speak with a resident at that location?
The residents at that location spoke fluent Spanish. So another officer was the one that actually spoke with them.
Was that Roberto Augustin? Is that the resident there, if you recall?
Yes.
And how about 20 Canton? Do you see that on here?
I do.
Can you indicate that for the jury with the laser pointer?
Oh, I hope
Was
they're
there
gonna
any
show
video
the
surveillance
evidence
at that
today.
I was not involved in any of the canvassing on the south side of the street.
And so then did you find any other noteworthy video surveillance during your canvass on Canton?
No, the only one of note was what I witnessed at 23 Canton.
23 Canton. Did you have any additional involvement in this investigation?
We just remained on scene as scene security for the perimeter position on the east side of Canton.
And so you did not collect any evidence, is that correct?
Correct.
I believe the physical address of the incident was 40.
As it relates to the video that you watched at 23 Canton, when you observed that video, was the timestamp that was visible on that video, was that accurate?
It was not.
Can you please describe that?
So while I was looking at the video footage, I was trying to relate it to the time frame that we know the incident occurred. The camera footage that I was looking at had a timestamp of 0300 hours, and the time frame that we were looking at was 2150.
And did the resident there confirm that the timestamp on there was not the accurate time?
They did.
Thank you, Officer Adams. I have no further questions.
Anything for this witness, Mr. Kirkhoff?
No question.
Okay.
Oh, no cross-examination.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it's nearly 11:15. This will be your lunch break. I'll let you back here promptly at 1 o'clock. We're gonna try to keep plugging away right at 1 p.m.
Okay, and so this is one of the beauties of having it already, the case played out. This trial ended last Friday. I think it took a total of 3 to 4 days to go through the trial. It'll probably take us that long to get through it ourselves, but we're going to skip over the breaks, of course. So now they're putting into evidence. They're going to be showing and proving up the evidence that they have as far as that video surveillance footage. Oh, the next testimony is going to be so good. Oh, interesting. I think this is the somebody boyfriend, either the victims or the neighbors. Oh, did I push play? Oh, where's Lady Steph? And Sharice. I know folks in the clouds are at work. Please hit the like button and thank you for joining us. Put yourself in the position of a juror. Listen to all the evidence. Try to keep an open
Good
mind.
afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a seat, please. Go ahead, Ms. Prevet.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please tell us your name and spell it for the record?
My name Omar Daniel, Omar. Last name Daniel, Dannah.
Thank you. Mr. Dana, how old are you?
24.
Are you from the Grand Rapids area?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still live in the Grand Rapids area?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
3.
And do you know Maya Kelly?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know her?
Two of my kids. I have 2 kids with her. That's my baby mother.
And what are the ages of the 2 children that you had?
Hey, Vixen.
5 and 4.
How long were you in a relationship with Maya Kelly?
5, 6 years. 6 years. 5 years. 6 years.
And up here on the screen, I'm going to show you a photograph that's already been admitted in this trial. This is People's Exhibit 1. Who is this in the photo?
That's her. That's Maya.
Okay, they showing the
You said you were in a
evidence.
relationship with her about 5 to 6 years.
Yes.
Were you in a relationship with her on the day of
Very
her death
pretty.
on December 26th?
Yes, I was.
Were you present at the home when she was shot and killed?
Yes, I was.
Who else was there?
Our kids
What were you all doing that day?
watching the movie.
Why he didn't get dressed for court?
Do you
I know that's
remember
petty,
approximately
but
what time of the day or night this took place?
9:49.
And what makes you say 9:49?
Because I had my phone in my hand.
Can you just describe to the jury, give them an idea of, where you were at in the house, what you were all doing, before 9:49 p.m.?
Right before 9, right before around that time, I was upstairs. She was, and her friend was there. She had a friend over. They was downstairs. I can't really tell you what they was doing. I was upstairs. I was with my son, and we was just watching YouTube videos. And then she had texted me at about 9:30 and told me to come downstairs and watch TV with her. I told her no because her friend was there. I didn't want to be.
I'm sorry, y'all. Let me pause it real quick. One moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I figured somebody was at the door. That's the maintenance at the door. Thank y'all. Thank you for joining me. Rock is gonna be losing his mind, so I'm not gonna be stopping as often because he goes crazy while somebody in here. But let's go back to the testimony.
They face. And then she said she left. And then so I came downstairs with my son.
So before you came downstairs, Maya just had what, a female friend over?
Yes.
What were they doing, just hanging out or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you come downstairs around 9:30, what happens then?
We was debating on what movie we was gonna watch.
Debating on what movie you were gonna watch?
Yes.
Did you decide on a movie?
Yeah,
What was it?
it was Baddies. I wasn't really watching it though.
Were your kids with you?
He's so silly. I'm not here embarrassed because they watch baddies. Okay, he talking about I wasn't really watching it, and I don't understand why he didn't. I know this sounds so petty what I'm finna say, but I don't appreciate the fact that he came to court dressed like this, so relaxed and casual. Right? It's not a fashion show, but even just to show respect to the victim, right? And the importance of this trial and the severity of this trial. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to be petty, like, oh, he's not dressed right, but it's just like, wow, it's kind of like so disrespectful to me. But let's continue. Different strokes for different folks,
Were
I
they in
guess.
the living room with you?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
So did you actually start the movie? Did you get to that point, or had the movie not even started?
Yeah.
Okay, chill out. Scrub a dub dub.
So what happened then?
I actually did kind of like the show. It was straight, and she was we was talking about it. I was asking her some stuff because I didn't really know about it. So then my kids, they was in front of us on their tablet. Then something that came up on it, and then we got to laughing about it, and that's when a knock had happened. Somebody knocked on the door. I didn't hear it at first because I was laughing. We was laughing, but she heard it, I guess. So then she said somebody knocked. I'm like, ain't nobody knocked. Then they knocked again, and then she went to the door.
How would you describe the knock, just so the jury has a good idea of that? Was it loud? Was it not loud? How would you describe the knock?
The first one wasn't loud because I didn't hear it. The second one was just hearable.
Did you hear any voices at that time?
Be right back.
Not with the knock, no.
I'm sorry?
Not with the knock, no.
I just have to make sure you speak loud enough, okay, just so the jury can hear you, okay? So what happened then? You said Maya went to answer the door?
Yes.
Can you please tell us what happened then?
She asked who was it, and then it was like some mumble words. I don't know who it was. I didn't hear. It wasn't a. I didn't hear a familiar voice.
But Maya, did she actually said, who is it?
Yes.
Were those her words?
Yes.
And you said that there was a voice that responded?
Yes.
Did you recognize that voice?
No, I did not recognize the voice.
Did it sound like a male or female?
I don't know. I didn't recognize. Like it wasn't like. I don't know.
Can you tell us the best of your memory? What were the words being said? Did you understand any of it?
It's whatever it was. Say it's somebody, but like it was like it's. And then it said something like mumble, some type of mumble name. I don't know, or something like that. I don't know. I can't really. It wasn't. It was like I couldn't make it out for real. I just heard them talking.
So you did not recognize the voice?
No.
Did you know who it was at that time?
No.
So you told us already that Maya originally said, who's there, or who is it?
Right.
Did she say anything else to that person? Did they have a conversation?
She said, "Who is it again?" She was like, "Who?"
I bet you gonna just
And
open
what
the
did the
door.
other
That's where I
person
make
say?
a mistake.
They mumbled something else.
Could you hear those words?
No.
what happened next?
She looked at me and said, she thought it was her brother. She like, Omar, this gotta be Robert or somebody playing.
It's gotta be someone playing?
Yeah, she named her brother. She was like, this gotta be Robert or somebody playing.
In that voice, you said that you couldn't really understand the words, but was that voice on the other side of the door loud?
Nah,
Can you please help the jury understand the best you can, how did that voice sound? And by that, I mean, can you give any details? Was it soft-spoken? Was it loud? Was it angry?
soft spoken, regular.
Was there anything unusual about it, weird about it?
Remember what he said yesterday
Yeah, 'cause
on the body cam footage? Remember?
it wasn't recognizable, so that's weird.
He said it sounded weird, like a white person.
About that voice before, right?
Right.
And you said it sounded weird.
Yeah,
And so what did you mean by weird?
like somebody was trying to mimic a voice.
Mimic a voice.
Like that.
He also said that night of the incident, the shooting, that the voice sounded weird
Then Maya
and like a
comes to
white
you and
person.
says something about she thinks they're playing.
Yes.
What happens next?
I heard the last word playing was like cut off by shots. Like she barely got playing out.
Where were your kids when you heard the shots?
My daughter was standing right next to her. My daughter walked to the door with her, and my son
Oh, wow.
was laying on the floor right in front of me on his tablet.
When Maya went towards the door, we're talking about the door, you're talking about the front door?
Yes.
When Maya went towards the door, did she ever open the door?
No.
Was the door ever open?
No.
Did you ever tell an officer that the door was open?
No.
So the door was never open?
Never opened.
You said that Maya barely got the word out. She thought someone was playing,
Right.
and that was the last thing you heard her say,
Yes.
and then you heard the shots.
Yes.
How many shots did you hear?
3 or 4.
Just to be clear, could you tell where they were coming from?
Yes.
Where?
Right in the the porch.
Were those shots close in time? Were they spread out?
Close.
Did it sound like they were from the same gun or different guns?
Same.
So it sounded like they were from the same gun and they were close in time,
Yeah.
and there were 3 to 4 shots.
Yes.
What happens right after you hear those shots?
It wasn't no after. It was as they shot, like as the first shot, it was like a quick instant. I dove on my son, and then I ran towards Maya and my daughter, and yeah, I looked up and she dropped.
Was she saying anything at that time?
No.
Did you ever see anyone on the porch?
No.
Did you see anyone on the other side of the door?
No.
Did you ever look through the door?
No.
Did you ever get really close to the door?
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to say. She looked through the peephole, but she ain't see nobody. I meant to say that, and then in the midst of her going to the door, before she asked who is it, she looked through the peephole.
And she didn't see anything?
She didn't see anybody.
So
That's another thing that I said.
What's up, so I am so sorry, y'all. I have got to rewind it back a little bit. I had to get up to go talk to the maintenance man. I am sorry, but I'm listening very closely to this testimony too. I have to rewind it back.
Robert or somebody playing.
Okay, my bad.
Yes, she named her brother.
Welcome to.
In that voice, you said that you couldn't really understand the words, but was that voice on the other side of the door loud?
Nah.
Can you please help the jury understand the best you can, how did that voice sound? by that, I mean, can you give any details? Was it soft-spoken? Was it loud? Was it angry?
Soft spoken, regular.
Was there anything unusual about it, weird about it?
Yeah, because it wasn't recognizable, so that's weird.
Because you had spoke to the officers about that voice before, right?
Right.
And you said it sounded weird.
Yeah,
And so what did you mean by weird?
like somebody was trying to mimic a voice.
Mimic a voice.
Like that.
So then Maya turns to you and says something about she thinks they're playing.
Yes.
What happens next?
I heard the last word playing was like cut off by shots. Like she barely got playing out.
Where were your kids when you heard the shots?
My daughter was standing right next to her. My daughter walked to the door with her, and my son was laying there, laying on the floor right in front of me on his tablet.
When Maya went towards the door, we're talking about the door, you're talking about the front door?
Yes.
When Maya went towards the door, did she ever open the door?
No.
Was the door ever open?
No.
Did you ever tell an officer that the door was open?
No.
So the door was never open?
Never open.
You said that Maya barely got the word out. She thought someone was playing,
Right.
and that was the last thing you heard her say.
Yes.
And then you heard the shots.
Yes.
How many shots did you hear?
3 or 4.
Just to be clear, could you tell where they were coming from?
Yes.
Where?
Right in the the porch.
Were those shots close in time? Were they spread out?
Close.
Did it sound like they were from the same gun or different guns?
Same.
So it sounded like they were from the same gun and they were close in time.
Yeah.
And there were 3 to 4 shots.
Yes.
What happens right after you hear those shots?
It wasn't no after. It was as they shot, like as the first shot, it was like a quick instant. I dove on my son, and then I ran towards Maya and my daughter, and yeah, I looked up and she dropped.
Was she saying anything at that time?
No.
Did you ever see anyone on the porch?
No.
Did you see anyone on the other side of the door?
No.
Did you ever look through the door?
No.
Did you ever get really close to the door?
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to say. She looked through the peephole, but she ain't see nobody. I meant to say that, and then we started going to the door. Before she asked who is it, she looked through the peephole.
And she didn't see anything.
She didn't see anybody.
So
That's another thing that I say was weird.
That's another thing you said was weird.
Yeah.
So they were stepping up. Must have been standing on the side of the door.
Right.
I just dropped the poll in the chat. Do you think that you're open-minded enough
You said
to
you went over to my,
hold judgment until all evidence is
Yeah, I dove on my son.
Display.
I didn't dive on my daughter, but like I snatched her down quick.
what did you do with your kids?
Ran stuff them in the closet. Put them in the closet
Why?
because somebody was shooting.
And did you have any idea who it was at that moment?
No,
Do you know whether or not that shooter left or if the shooter was still there?
I wouldn't. I don't know.
Now, did you ever look out the window or the blinds?
Yeah, after.
But right after the shots were fired, did you see anyone in the area?
No,
Did you see anyone on foot?
the door was
No.
Did you
closed.
see anyone running away?
no,
So back on December 26th, you did not see who shot Maya?
no.
She never opened the door. They shot right through the door through the peephole.
So So what happened then? You told us that you took your kids and you put them in a closet.
Yes.
What happened next?
I went back to her. I just was trying to help her.
What did you do? What did you try to do?
I was like, grab, just trying to talk to her, grab her, see where she was actually hit at. Well, I knew where she was hit at. I was just trying to help her.
And how did you know where she was hit at?
I saw it.
And after the shots, after my shots,
I can't even
did they say
imagine.
anything to you at all?
I cannot even
No,
imagine.
she
Hey,
was
let it still.
What happened next?
She was just shaking,
This is Omar, the boyfriend, my boyfriend.
just trying to fight, I guess.
And what did you do next? Did you call anyone, go anywhere? What did you do?
Yeah, I called the ambulance. I tried to call the ambulance for her, but I ended up hanging up because they was just like asking me too many questions and trying to get me to stay on the phone. And my kids came out, and they had walked. They was seeing their mom like that, so I took them somewhere else. They both came out the closet. They were scared. They were screaming. So I took them upstairs instead of the closet this time. I took them upstairs and put them in our room. And
You said they were scared and screaming. At that
yeah,
time.
Of course.
So
I think
then
they was
at
4
that
and
time,
1.
you take them upstairs,
yes.
and what happens then?
I put them in our room, and then somebody else started knocking at the door.
Do you know who that person was?
Not at the moment it was knocking.
So when you heard that knock, what did you do?
I looked out the window first, and I seen it was a girl, and I asked who it was.
So are you looking out the upstairs window or the first
Yes,
floor?
yes, because I was upstairs putting the kids and I had just got up there, put them in the room.
And so did you find out who that person was?
Yes,
Who was it?
it was our neighbor.
The neighbor?
Yes,
And so then what did you do?
I said, what's up, like, yo, I said, what's up? And she like I was like, what you?
Yeah, he was pretty young. Lady Steph says, I'm going to chalk it up to him being young. And granted, I have never been in this situation, but if my loved one is in a crisis, I'm not going to hang up from 911. I'm sure he had a cell phone, but you never, and that's exactly it. I'm glad you said that. Granted, I've never been in this situation, right? You never know like what's going to happen or how you're going to respond, how you're going to react. Are you the type of person in a high stress situation? Or are you the type of person that's going to freeze? Because some people get frozen. Are you the type of person who immediately jump into action? Are you the type of person that get frantic? You know, so it is very interesting. I see all the time. I'll be wondering when they show the 911 calls. I'll be like, golly, why they keep talking to these people and keep them on the phone like that? Your first instinct will probably be to go with your loved one, but they want you to stay on the phone. Thank God I have not been in a situation like that either. So, I think that what I found is in frantic times and stressful occurrences, surprising enough, in my mind, I would think that I would freeze up or pass out or go into shock. But the reality is, in my lifetime, having been in different situations, I actually react kind of quickly, and I'm actually the type of person that I'm kind of have a take charge type of attitude, and I get active real fast. That's been my history, my experience.
What do you want? Like I need help, and not really what you want. I was just kind of like asking her, like, yeah, like, as in that's what I was meaning though, like. And then she was like, "Are you okay?" And then I was like, "Yeah, I need you to help me. I need you to call the ambulance. I need you to get my kids because I couldn't talk. I was already on the phone with the ambulance, but I couldn't talk to them. They was asking too many questions. So, and it was a lot going on at the moment. So I had to tell her to do that and then ask her to get my kids so I could finish helping Maya. That was just my biggest concern.
So then you were asking the neighbor for help with your kids?
Yes.
Did they end up taking your kids?
Yes.
Can you please tell us about that? How did that happen?
I went downstairs right after that. I was like, I need you to get my kids. I need you to get my kids. I didn't tell her what happened. I didn't tell her that my check is like, it just was still like, I don't know. It was like, I don't know. So I went downstairs. I opened the door for her, and I was just, I don't know. I gave her, I gave her my kids, but I was still kind of like skeptical because I ain't know, like, I ain't know who was involved. I ain't know who did, you know. So I kind of was skeptical, and I tried to go over there
Makes
with her,
sense.
but she was kind of like, I don't think she wasn't trusting me. I wasn't trusting her, you know. So I'm like, uh, I ended up, I was trying to like, I don't know. After she got my kids or whatever, I was asking her to take me to an ambulance, and she was like, why? Then she ended up looking, and she seen Maya stressed out. And then she just started screaming and going crazy, and that's what just made my situation worse.
It made what?
The situation worse for me because that's what I was trying to prevent. I kind of already knew she was gone, but I was still trying to have like faith it will help. I
Wow.
guess.
Wow. That's deep.
So then did the police end up showing up?
Yes.
And were you
He
there?
tried
when
not to
police
cry.
arrived?
Yes.
And then what happened with you when police arrived?
They put their Glocks in my face.
And then were you placed into a police cruiser at that time?
Yes.
And did you end up speaking with an officer?
Yes.
We saw that body cam footage. I should have had the highlights. I know for next time.
On that day, do you know of anyone who wanted to harm Maya?
No, not my head. No.
Do you know of anyone who wanted to harm you?
Not that I can name. Not by name.
Do you know any names?
No.
What does that mean? Not that I can name.
Talking to the.
Now that's very, very, very interesting, right? So here we go, and you know, at this moment in time, you know, it's almost like setting up. Even though he give being the witness for the prosecution, it's almost like right then when he said, "Not that I can name." In my mind, that opens up reasonable doubt. To me, that opens up reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt. What if who? Why you can't name names? He didn't say no. Do you know anybody who wanted to harm you? He did not say no. He said, not that I can name. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
To the police about this, you know, whether there was anyone who wanted to harm you, or if you were having problems with anyone around that time?
When the police or the detectives, like when they got me to the interrogation room,
Sure.
that was talking about. Yeah, they was asking me people. They was asking me, do I know any people and stuff like that.
And what names did you give them?
I didn't get. They was naming people for me. Like they was naming. They were like, do you think your because the incident had happened before, a few days prior to this, and they were like, do you think your cousin had anything to do with it, stuff like that. And I was just like, I really wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say, oh yeah, this person did that. So I was like, I don't know who could have been.
Because when you were in the back of the cruiser, did that officer ask you about your cousin?
Yes. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you
I think
remember
so.
him asking you if Terrell was involved?
Yes.
Is that the cousin that you're referring to?
Yes.
And at that time, you said you don't know?
Yeah. I didn't. I was like, I don't know.
And so then you just mentioned something that happened the days before.
Exactly, Lady Steph. That's Terrell who they just referred to.
My cousin had gotten some trouble or whatever. I guess whatever. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but I know that I was there, but I wasn't there. Like I wasn't there when he showed up. But like I guess something happened. And I got the call from my girl to get home because she said my cousin was hurt. I got there.
Hey, Tweety.
You know, and when I got there, the police had like a few minutes after I got there, the police was surrounding the house. So I never really got to know what exactly happened, what was done or what. I don't know what happened. So I just know the house got surrounded and they ended up making us all come out and he ended up getting locked up.
Now this was a separate incident with his cousin.
47
Canyon.
Yeah.
Is that the incident that took place on December 19th?
Yes.
So on December 19th, your cousin Terrell got arrested from 47 Canyon.
Correct.
Is Terrell's last name Franklin?
Yes.
What's his nickname or street name?
I don't know.
Does he go by Rel?
I don't know.
And that's his cousin he talked about.
And so then back on December 19th,
I'm trying very hard. I'm trying to be very open-minded. Okay, don't forget to do the poll in the chat. But right now, yes, he's a young man, but he's a grown man. The girl was 23, the victim was 23 at the time, so he got to be somewhere around that age, 24, 25, 26, just 3 years later. This is a serious situation. He had all the time in the world to think. Right now, the way he answering these questions, I don't know, but it's kind of suspicious to me. It's weird to me that he would be so I don't know. I don't know if he trying to hold it together. That's his masculinity, his ego, trying to, keep it light. I don't know. But it's just very strange. So Lady Steph say he's like, I don't know. What are you asking me for? I know it's too flaky. It's too flaky. And then again, I do not appreciate him dressed so casual.
Were you at 47?
He a victim too. So let me stop.
Yeah.
And so before that day, let me rephrase that. You said that Terrell is your cousin.
Yeah, it's my blood cousin.
Okay, so that's a biological blood cousin.
Yeah.
And so before December 19th, how would you describe your relationship with Terrell? Was it good? Was it not?
We was cousins. We just cut. It was like, we was good. We cousins.
I mean, you guys were cousins. You hung out before.
Yeah.
He would come over to 47 Canton, hang out, play games.
Yeah.
So before December 19th, you were on good terms with Terrell.
Correct.
I wonder if Terrell gonna be connected to the defendant. I sure can't wait to see if they're gonna tie that together. I'm wondering whether.
And do you remember if there was a conversation with Terrell on December 19th that was not so good?
We was just arguing about the night. We just arguing. I was mad at the fact that I don't know what he did or what had happened. I was just mad at the fact that he got that he got the house surrounded. So we arguing about that, and I'm, so that's we basically got off on bad terms right there.
Okay. So without getting into all the details, the underlying details, but on December 19th, you had some conversation with Terrell that was not so good, it was not pleasant.
Correct.
So then on December 26th of 2022, on the day of the shooting, were you on good terms with Terrell?
No.
Do you know where Terrell was on December 26th?
He was in jail. We basically, that's why I said, because the 19th he got locked up and he ain't make bail or nothing. So I can't say we was on good terms because we never really got to talk it out or make up.
But I mean, before December 19th, you and Terrell are pretty good.
Yeah, we stood.
After December 19th, not so good.
Right.
On the day Maya was shot or during the previous week, really focusing on that week in December, was there any accusations that you or Maya had snitched on Terrell?
Yeah.
Not object.
I think we need to have a sidebar because I'm not sure exactly where we're going with all this, but
Did she say setting up the reason? And why would hold on? They having a sidebar. Do we get to hear the sidebar? No. So why they had a sidebar? Let me cut this down a little bit. Okay, wait for them to come out. I don't understand why is the defense attorney saying I object. It seems to me the line of questioning that the prosecution is saying right now, talking about Terrell and the fact that Terrell the cousin think that Maya the victim and Omar the boyfriend who testified, did he believe he got snitched on by them? To me, if I was the defense attorney, I would let them ask them questions. Because to me, it sounds like it'd be setting up a case for reasonable doubt. The reason why somebody else, not the defendant, came back and shot through the door because they think they snitched on them. To me, that would be reasonable doubt. Because guess what? The defendant right there, his name is Kenyate Newburn. He ain't the cousin. He don't know the people. So it's very strange to me, you know. But then again, I'm not a defense attorney. I'm not. Oh Lord. Okay, here we go. This back in there. Let's see what's going on.
For the court.
Live reaction, trial watch, jury and trial. Trial and jury, I mean.
There was absolutely nothing during the investigation regarding this, and to now, try to lead this, this witness to just say, okay, yeah, maybe I had a fight with some other guy. It just does not, it isn't relevant to what we're here for today.
All right. I'm going to give the prosecutor some latitude on this matter. I think she's trying to develop a theory, possibly related to motive, and I'll let her do that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Dana, I believe my question was, focusing on the date of my shot or that previous week, did anyone accuse you or Maya of snitching on Terrell about something?
Yeah,
Who accused you of that?
he thought we told on him.
Did Terrell?
Terrell, he thought we snitched.
Okay, he gonna have to sit up and get
Terrell
serious.
thought either you or Maya snitched on him,
Correct.
and he told you that himself.
Yeah.
About the December 19th incident.
Right.
Do you know Kenyate Newburn?
No.
Do you know someone that goes by the name T-Man?
Like around what time frame?
Do you know him at all? What is this boy problem?
As you sit there right now.
Now, yeah.
So that the person that goes by the name T-Man, is that person in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Can you tell me something he's wearing?
Yeah.
Where's he seated?
Oh my God, I cannot take him.
Next to the old man.
Not next to the old man. Are you kidding me?
Record reflect the identification of the defendant.
Okay, just so we're talking, was it Tayman?
T-Man.
Tayman, okay.
Are you
know,
kidding me?
Just you know someone named Tayman that goes by Tayman?
I not before. I just learned that.
But you do now.
Due to the courts, yeah.
Okay. And is Tayman in the courtroom?
Yes.
All right. What's he wearing?
An ugly button-up shirt.
And he's sitting next to the defense table.
Yes.
He's
Oh my
identified.
God.
Thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor. And so, Mr. Dana,
I promise y'all, I am not. I hate to victim bash, right? Because he a victim. He lost my mother and his children. Let me just keep it to myself. I am not appreciating his lack of. I'm not appreciating him trying to roast nobody. I'm not appreciating him talking like that. I'm not appreciating the way he's sitting in that booth. I mean, in that. I'm not appreciating a whole lot of this stuff. Don't Maya deserve way more than that? I can't, it's killing me. I'm sure her parents didn't appreciate this performance. I'm sure the people that's sitting up in that courthouse that love Maya, the victim, don't appreciate his lightheartedness, his little jokes, his little drags. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm oversensitive. I don't know. But I just don't think that the people who love this girl here and trying to get her some justice, I just don't think that they will take it as the time to play, the time to roast, the time to gag. You know, Tweety say, what did Lady Self say? No, Tweety say, well, Lady Self say, I'm speechless. Tweety say, he hood and ghetto. Okay. Lady Steph say the judge laughed. Tweety said, what do you expect from him? He don't have no type of etiquette. He should have found some. He should have found some. Let's go.
now you
You perturbing me.
this man over here is T-Man.
Yes.
So how did you meet him, or how do you know the defendant?
I don't know him.
So have you met him before?
Possibly, if so, I didn't. Yeah. I met him before.
Who did you meet him through?
I
Interesting.
just seen him around with my cousin before. Nothing serious.
Which cousin?
Terrell?
Yeah,
So you've seen the defendant with Terrell before?
yeah, that's it.
Is that how you met the defendant?
Yes,
Were you ever on good terms with the defendant?
we didn't speak.
So it's not like you hung out?
Okay, I will, Tweety.
I never hung out with him.
You just knew him through Terrell?
I just saw him before. Yes.
Okay, so I'll pause right here. Welcome to the trial and jury. This is trial watch day 2, state of Michigan versus Kenyate Newburn, and December 26, 2022, the day after Christmas. Maya Kelly was in her home. This is her boyfriend here, Omar, that's testifying. They was at their residence, which happens to be a duplex in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was nighttime when a knock came at the door. The person never identified themselves. The door was never opened. But Maya Kelly, the victim here, was shot through the door and lost her life. The defendant is Kenyate Newburn. And there was no, when the prosecutor gave the opening statements, he laid out the case that they're trying to prove. There is no eyewitness to him actually pulling the trigger or having the gun in the hand. But the state is going to be trying to prove right now during this case that it was, in fact, the Kenyate, and they have some video footage they have and different witnesses like that. So that's what happened. The victim was 23-year-old Maya Kelly. She was the mother of 2 kids. At the time of the shooting, they were 1 and 4. She lost her life there at the scene. And right now, who's testifying is Omar. And this is her baby daddy, her boyfriend. Okay. He's up against four counts. I think it's murder 1. And then it's like possession of a weapon, a felony in possession of a weapon, and something else. Okay, so what had happened was they're testifying right now because 2 days before the incident happened with the shooting, 2 days before, his cousin Terrell had been at the house. And apparently the cousin Terrell went and robbed one of the neighbors. And so they had the house surrounded, and Terrell got picked up from the cops, arrested there. Now that happened before the shooting. Okay, so right now it's very interesting because this is the prosecution talking, asking him questions, and they trying to tie everything to and with Terrell, which is strange because they're actually prosecuting Kenyate. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. Maybe it must be some type of connection. Okay, let's go. No, that's not the cousin. The defendant, not the cousin.
So on December 26th of 2022, the day that Maya was shot and killed, were you on good terms or bad terms with the defendant?
I don't know that man.
Never had any problems with him before?
I don't know that man.
Was there a time that you had a not so pleasant interaction with the defendant at 47 Canton?
I don't know him. I never had no problem with him.
Oh, wait a minute.
What, was there a time that you had an interaction with him on campus?
This is the ask and answer, Your Honor.
At this point, Ms. Pravet, I think we've established, I think what you need to establish, he's already asked and answered. He says, I don't know the man. He's not familiar with him. He's never had a conversation with him. So I think you need to move on.
Well, Your Honor, I believe I can refresh his memory about that every time too.
Well,
But I don't understand is why is she trying to make the case, but it's interesting because, at 47 Canton, the incident, the address they lived at was 40 Canton, right? So 47 Canton is the house that the cousin a couple of days before had robbed. Hey, Miss T. So what is the connection? The connection must be some type of way that the defendant, Kenyate, must have some plex with Terrell. Lady Steph say if it comes out that Kenyate and Terrell knew each other, Kenyate could have thought the boyfriend snitched. That could explain the shooting. At that point, retaliation comes to play. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Good thinking, Lady Steph. Thank you. And Lady Steph, you said the way he is acting, I'm sure that he was subpoenaed to testify. It does not seem like it was voluntary at all. But why wouldn't it be voluntary? Why would he have to be suspended? Why wouldn't he want some justice for, at the time, his girlfriend, the woman he was living with, the woman he had been with for 6 years, the woman who's the mother of 2 children now that don't have a mom? That's crazy. Hey, Angel Food. This is the first witness of today, but yeah, it's just getting interesting, Angel Girl. You're gonna have to rewind it back. But so far, this is Omar testifying, right? This is the boyfriend, the victim Maya's boyfriend who was there. This is him testifying, and just to bring you up to date, everything, we really didn't learn anything new about the situation, what happened that night. He heard the knock. She was shot to the door. The kids went to the neighbors. The most interesting part that's happening right now, you guys, is that the prosecution is really honing in. So you got to go to a meeting. Okay, so you're going to just replay it. Well, you make sure you come back and replay it, because this testimony is very important, okay? Because they trying to tie in the defendant with a grudge because of the cousin Terrell. Remember the cops say, you think it's Terrell on the body footage? That's coming into play right here, big time. Big time. But thank you for joining.
No, before December
If you have a statement to impeach him with, you can try to impeach him with a statement.
Thank you.
It's gonna tick you off because he didn't piss me off. Omar didn't piss me all the way off, okay? And he a victim. But I'm not appreciating a whole lot of stuff, Angel, with Omar. I'm telling you. When you watch the replay, leave in the comments what you think about the points I was making. Please.
So, Mr. Dan, I'm just gonna show you a portion of a statement that you gave to Detective Sean Wolf, okay?
No, the cousin didn't live at that house.
Look at it, read it to yourself,
Okay.
okay? Really just this paragraph right here. You could read more or less if you want, but at least that paragraph.
Okay.
The cousin was at his house. His house is the house that got and the victim died at. The cousin would be visiting his house, but the cousin, when he visited, but he went robbed and did something to somebody else's house.
I'm sorry?
What about it?
So did you have a chance to read that?
Yes.
Do you remember saying that to the detective?
Um,
Without getting into all the details of it, first of all, do you remember saying that to the detective?
I would like to know what she's refreshing memory.
Well, if you could, let him know, or you can go up there and review it. Why don't you show him what you're talking about here, Mr. Pravat?
I know I'm supposed to be on. I said I made it yesterday. I said I was definitely gonna get me a security camera by the end of next month. I am going to get one. I'm not gonna just keep talking about it. I'm gonna do it. So do you understand, Tweety? About the cousin? The cousin is Terrell. And Terrell had did some bad business, something illegal, like broke into and robbed the house down the street. And they said that they had thought that Omar and the victim had snitched on the cousin. We'll see. They trying to make the case now.
I did show it to Mr. Kirkhoff.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
So, Mr. Dana, did you have a chance to read what I just showed you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember that conversation with Detective Wolf?
I remember something similar to that, yeah.
And so without getting into all the details, did you tell detectives that you saw the defendant with Terrell on December 11th?
You know,
No, I
that's
did-
not what the statement says.
I did not, can I talk?
Just not quite yet. I don't know what the statement says.
Oh, wow.
Did
Oh,
you review
wow.
the statement?
Yeah.
Well, on December 12th?
No, I said I did not see that face. That face I didn't see who that was. I didn't know who that was because they had a mask on.
And you didn't say in here that you thought it was
How did-
Kenyate?
No, they asked me, did I think it was him? Because I said, I don't know. I just seen the person had a mask on and and I could see a tattoo, but I don't, I said,
Wait a minute. Is he talking about the person who shot through the house? Because didn't he just testify? That he didn't see anything? He just testified that he took the babies upstairs after the shots rang out. That he took the babies upstairs and he didn't see anything. Are you kidding me? Hey, Miss Margot, I think he should be brought up on charges too. Okay.
I specifically said, I'm not finna say that that's him because I'm not for sure. I'm not finna accuse nobody of doing something they didn't do. Those my words. And it says that right there too.
But you have seen.
Exactly,
the
Tweety.
Defendant with Terrell on a number of occasions, correct?
On a number of occasions?
Yes.
Not a number of occasions. No.
More than one?
I don't even think it was more than one. I don't even know.
How is he a
I
hostile
think it
witness?
was just once
This is crazy.
that I saw them together, and it was just a normal day.
Mr. Dana, you knew that Terrell and the defendant were close, right?
Yeah, they friends.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, I'm gonna object.
Wow.
You know my client, Your Honor.
Oh my God.
Once.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Why is he not being forthright? Now he talking about, oh yeah, I know they was friends. Talking about the defendant and his cousin. It's something very, very, I'm not appreciating this man's testimony. I'm not. You know, they need to be really investigating into him as well. Okay? Period. Oh my God. I cannot take this. This is about to make me have a conniption.
How can you say whether my client is close with somebody?
I agree. There's no foundation for that. If you want to try and, I think we need to move on though. Go ahead.
That was going to be my next question. If he's saying that they're close, what is he basing that
Well, it should,
What
if
do
he
you?
didn't know my client, only saw my client once, he's not in a position to say who my client's friends with.
Do you know the extent of the relationship between Terrell and this gentleman? Do you know how close they were?
I knew my. I don't know. I knew my cousin was gay, and I heard he was gay, so I thought they were sleeping with each other. That's all I knew. I only seen him one time.
Okay. You only saw him one time.
Okay, so maybe he didn't want to talk about the gay stuff, right? But now is not the time for that type of that craziness. Now is not the time to be acting like that, right? And so if you know that he was gay and your cousin gay and you thought they were sleeping together, that meant you knew a whole lot more. You knew they were more than just friends. You knew that your cousin was down the street messing with your neighbor. Enough that he knew him well enough in some type of capacity where you assumed that they was having a relationship. And I don't understand why the judge, I'm glad that the prosecution, I'm glad she keep pushing forward her point. She's making a very good point. Oh yeah, I'm getting ticked off. Let's continue. Let's see what y'all saying. Kurt Vixen says something ain't right with him. He knows more than what he's saying. A whole lot more. He acting DL. Tweety says she getting on the court nerves. Okay, and mine. Angel Fool said, you would think he would be singing like a bird considering how scared he was at the shooting. He annoying me already. Exactly, and that the mother of his two children don't have her life now. that his children witnessed that violent situation. He have a whole lot of reasons to not be a hostile witness. Gay. That's how I read that. Okay. Lady Steph say gangster gay cousin child. I ain't buying it. He had nothing to do with him being gay. Child, let's see. No, but see the gay cousin. Oh, yeah. Terrell would be the gangster gay cousin. You sure right, child, not the gangster gay cousin. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's it. We're moving on to a different subject, Ms. Pravet.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so when Detective Wells was speaking with you, Mr. Dana, you end up talking about, when you're talking about people who may want to harm you or who are mad at you on that day, did you talk about anybody else
Anybody else far as who?
that wanted to harm you or that was mad at you on December 26th of 2022? Besides Terrell Franklin.
Besides Terrell Franklin? I said I don't recall. I don't even recall. I don't think I said nobody.
You didn't talk about LA?
We had our differences, but he didn't. I told him I didn't think he. I don't remember. I was kind of intoxicated that day.
I believe that part of it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this poll. The poll asked, thank y'all for voting. The poll said, are you open-minded enough to not make judgment as a juror until all evidence is presented? And y'all said 100%. Everyone said, yes, you believe that you're open-minded enough to wait until both sides make their case before you make a judgment. So that's good. I would want 12 jurors like you guys. Okay. I'm going to close that poll out. I'm going to be putting in another poll regarding this guy here. Okay, so let's continue. Thank y'all for joining. Please hit the like. I'm sure you have already.
Do you know Marquise Welch? I think he goes by the street name or nickname Black.
Black?
Yes.
No, I never heard of Black, but yeah, I seen Marquise Welch around before.
So I'm sorry, you said you've seen Marquise around before?
Yeah,
How do you know Marquise Welch?
just seeing them around, like you just it's like you just see people. I just seen them around. I can't.
Marquise Welch, who they asked about, was the getaway
So
driver.
I flung with
Allegedly.
them. I just seen them around.
And so on December 26th of 2022, were you on good terms or bad terms with him? How would you describe that?
No terms.
Hey, sweet.
It was no.
Just no terms?
Yeah.
When you said you see Marquise around, have you ever seen Marquise Welch around with the defendant?
No.
You've never seen them together?
No.
So based on your, personal knowledge of everything that was going on December 26th of 2022, based on what you know.
I like your
am I
avatar.
the intended target of the shooting?
I'm gonna object, Your Honor. I just think that is gross speculation.
Sustained.
Thank you, Mr. I have no other questions right now.
Okay, Mr. Hergoff.
I would hold him for questioning again later if need
Hergoff, do
be.
you have some questions for this witness?
Yes.
I would call him back in for questioning. Cross-examination.
Did you or Maya snitch on Terrell?
No.
And after Terrell got arrested, you spoke to him at the jail a number of times, didn't you?
Yes.
And you found out that it wasn't, or he found out it wasn't you or Maya, correct? Through these conversations that you didn't snitch on, right?
I told him I didn't tell him.
Okay. So there was no reason for him to be mad at you, was there?
He was still mad.
Yeah, but he knew that you were the snitch, right?
Objection asked and answered.
Child.
Go ahead and answer the question, sir.
He was still mad.
And you did talk to him a number of times when he was in jail, correct?
I know a number of times. We spoke
How many
once.
times?
We spoke once.
Just once?
Yes.
And before December 26th, you had no idea who this individual was, did you?
Before December 26th.
Yep. You only learned his name and his nickname afterwards, right? After the shooting.
I saw him around before.
Yeah, but
See,
you
he's
didn't know
not-
who he was, did you?
By
He's
name?
not being consistent with what he's saying. Oh my gosh.
Okay, going back to December 26th. Well,
The poll in the chat. Do y'all think he hiding
you
something?
remember testifying earlier in this same matter, correct?
Yeah. Wait, what you mean?
And when there was a
Oh
knock
my
at the
God,
door,
it's
you
the
were gonna
drugs.
Go to the door, but Maya told you not to. Remember that?
Yes.
And why'd she tell you not to?
Because I was out on bond and wasn't supposed to be over there.
She thought it might be the police, and therefore you shouldn't be answering the door, right?
Yep.
And you're not supposed to be there, correct?
Yep.
And despite that, you were there almost every night.
Yep.
Oh my God. So you mean to tell me, you mean to tell me at this moment what we finding out is that he wasn't even supposed to be there, right? But that's her boyfriend. She loved him. That's her baby daddy. He lived there. Okay. But he had something else going on that caused him to have an order saying he's not supposed to be at the house. But he there. And it's because he's not supposed to be there that Maya, the victim, 23-year-old Maya, the victim, mother of two, of 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, the night of the incident, she's trying to protect him and tell him don't open the door and try to protect him. And she lost her life. And you mean to tell me he don't want to be forthright? Now, he's not on trial here, but this is just disturbing my spirit, okay? Let's go ahead and do this case. I'm sorry for my dog. The maintenance man is in and out, so let me go on mute. My bad.
No, you don't remember telling the initial officer that she opened the door?
I never said she opened the door.
So that officer's wrong?
No, I don't even think an officer said that. That was never.
All right, but you do remember telling the police that it was a weird voice, right?
Correct.
I think he's just
Sounded
an
like a
idiot.
white guy, right?
I don't remember. I don't
You
think I
didn't tell him
said
that?
that. I don't recall.
Look
saying
how he
Do
dressed.
you remember telling him that, or is he wrong?
I said it was a real voice.
And you don't remember following that up with saying it was a white guy, sounded like a white guy?
I said it was a weird voice. I did not recognize the voice.
We heard the body camera footage. Oh my God. Hey, CEO.
Okay, the police officer said, and he said it was a weird voice and sounds like a white male, that's wrong.
I don't know what the police officer said, but I know what I said.
You did not say.
We heard the body
white
footage.
male,
He did say that.
sounded like a white male.
I said I'll get asked that question so many times that the answer keeps slightly changing because I keep saying it's a weird voice, and y'all keep trying to ask me ways to make the voice sound like something. I don't know what the voice was. I did not recognize the voice. So if you ask me again, you're probably going to get a different answer because I don't recognize the voice. I'm trying to get you to understand that.
Oh my God.
Anything else for this witness from the prosecution?
That was painful for a lot of bad reasons.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Man, I'm ready to go. Where you trying to go? Oh my God.
Nothing additional, thank you.
Can this witness be excused? I think he wants to be.
No objection.
Any objection?
No objection.
You're excused, sir. Thank you very much.
Wow. Look, oh my God. Do y'all see his pants? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the most disturbing thing I have ever seen. Okay. Chill Out says, wow. Kurt Vixen says he knew the voice of the person. He is lying. Lady Steph say he's high, withholding the entire story. Didn't come with his hair combed with lint on the side. Dressed too casually and possibly guilty of being a part of the reason for the shooting. Okay? Did y'all see his pants? Hey, Quindany. Hey, Quindany. He knew that they were after him because he snitched. Right. Beat it, dummy. Right. Coward. Correct. Lady Steph say, look at the judge. The judge was disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm disgustivated. That was so disrespectful. And see, don't let me not get. Do not let me get caught up on speeches and stuff. I just want to give a speech about how we have to train these girls, these daughters of ours, to how to get their picker correct. And ooh, let's continue. Trial
Okay, next
watch.
witness, please.
Shaking your head, Ms. Margot. Right? You would have thought that was a witness for the defense.
At the moment to see who's out in the hallway.
Allegedly. No, he wasn't snitching enough, Quentin. He wasn't snitching enough. He should have been talking more. This was the victim boyfriend,
People call Jasper.
the father of her 2 children, and the victim is deceased now. He was acting like he was there for the defense. Okay, let me calm down. Let me fix some coffee. For joining and watching. Thank y'all for being here.
Hi, right over here, sir. Can you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Very good.
Now, who
Have a
is
seat,
this?
please.
Oh, well, daddy.
Go ahead, Mr. Faber.
Good afternoon, sir. Could you state and spell your first and last names, please?
Jasper Keys, Keys.
Jasper, common spelling.
Yes, Jasper.
Thank you, sir. My name is Jerry Faber. I'm with the prosecutor's office. I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Direct your attention back to December 26th of 2022. Where were you living at back on that date?
39 Canton.
Okay, showing on the board here exhibit 24.
No,
Direct.
I live at 39.
Okay, so on this, can you see that image?
Yeah,
You see Canton Street, the gray horizontal line there? I'll zoom in a little bit.
Kind of hard to see at this point, sir.
So this a neighbor on the same street.
okay.
39 should be right across the
Is
street
that
from him because
zoomed in enough for
the
you?
incident was at 40
You
Canton.
see 39 Canton Street, that address?
It's not on there. Yeah, that's right there, next to 35.
Okay, yes, sir.
Child.
So that would be
My
where
God,
you were
today.
living back on December 26th,
Yeah,
2022?
yeah,
Were you home in the evening hours on that date, the day after Christmas?
yeah, but we was asleep.
Did something wake you up?
No, when I woke up, somebody knocked on the door, and I got dogs.
Okay, do you remember speaking to police back then?
Yeah, but I was half asleep at the time, and I was trying to get my dogs because they was always fighting, so I was trying to keep them from fighting each other at the time too. So there was a lot going on at the time.
Okay. Do you remember speaking to police?
Yeah,
Do you remember police asking you if you heard or saw anything related to a shooting?
no,
You don't recall that?
I'm not gonna even say nothing, y'all. I'm not gonna say a word, child.
And the record reflecting showing defense counsel.
Sure. Mr. Keith, if you could, to yourself, don't read it out loud, read this paragraph right here below 39 Canton Jasper Keys.
Right. Cause I had TV on and everything. And then in my neighborhood, there's so much go on. So, that wouldn't have fazed me anyway, cause it's just everything. That neighborhood is like that. So, you know what I mean? That could have been anything. I don't,
What thing could have been anything?
it could have been my TV was on too. I mean, it was a lot going on.
Okay, so what did you tell?
I told him that I could have heard shots or anything. I didn't tell him I knew because I didn't. Because that would have been wrong because it was a TV on and everything and I was asleep. So, I mean, that would have been lying. So, you know what I mean? I couldn't have said nothing like that. And like I said, that neighborhood is like that. So,
Okay, so let me ask you. Back on December 26th, when you spoke to the police officer, whether it was shots or other noise, what time did you hear that noise?
I don't know.
Do you remember giving the police a time?
No, because I was asleep and I woke up. And so I can't really say, you know what I mean? Like I said, it was just, I don't remember all of that. And that was what?
So let me ask you
A
this.
while ago.
Did you tell the police that you heard 4 or 5 shots at 9:50 p.m.?
I told him I thought I heard.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't say it because I didn't know for sure.
So did you tell the police that you thought you heard 4 or 5
I
shots?
thought.
And then you had woken up and you looked at your clock and it was 9:50.
I don't remember all of that. I seen that, but I don't remember. I can't state that I said, because like I said, I woke up at the time. I can't, and that was a while ago. So I can't really go with that because I wouldn't, that was.
So was your memory better back on December 26th? than it
I
was
wouldn't know that because like I said, I was asleep. Anybody that wakes up asleep and with all that going on, anything, you can say, I can't really, and like I said, and it's on it and I wasn't definite about that too. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't just sit up, because my neighborhood, like I said, is like that.
Okay, y'all, give me a second. I'm gonna it's freezing up a lot on my side. I don't know if it's freezing a lot on y'all side, but I'm finna make some adjustments. Let me go ahead and read these comments first. He come over. Somebody stated, thank goodness for different minds. That's why they don't have a jury of one. They have juries of 12, right? So you can have different perspectives. Excuse me. Kurt Vixen said, why is these people getting up on this stand line about what they said? Tweety said, maybe these people could have been threatened. Thank God for that line of reasoning, right? Because I'm sitting there getting ticked off again. But that makes sense. If he lives in a violent neighborhood where he's saying gunshots and stuff like that happen regularly, right? Then it could be a matter of coercion. It could be a matter of being threatened, right? Tweety said he come over there talking about it's his dogs. The neighborhood is like that. The fuck? He was asleep. I knew it, right? Chill Out said, oh my God, you didn't look at the time? Why they acting like they shouldn't be testifying? Are they scared? Right. At this moment in time, I'm starting to think they scared. Tweety said, yeah, they could have been, they have been threatened. Kurt Vixen said they need to stop talking. Kurt Vixen said they need to just shut up completely. Chill Out say, oh my God, this is fucked up. Right, because what about the justice for Maya? But then again, if you're the neighbor, you don't have nothing to do with nothing, and it's some bad actors, and you getting threatened, yeah, you care about your neighbor getting justice, but what about your life? Tweety said they all sound uneducated. It's very sad. I thought to myself too, when he came up there speaking, talking about, yeah. I said, okay, different places, different parts of the country, so let me ease up on the carriage, right? I don't know. I don't care how, Sweet says, I don't care how hood it is. My Ring app stays going off. You heard shots? Y'all, wait a minute, wait. My Ring app stays going off. Y'all heard shots? It could be fireworks or gunshots, but the people do check when they give a fuck. Right. Chill Out said, yup, and he still got to live there. Lady Stuff say, I think it's just merely a matter of these people have a code of not snitching. In addition to somebody's house was shot up, and they don't want the same thing to happen to them. Absolutely. So, we gonna keep those different things in mind, and thank goodness, the Seymour jury is made up of more people than just Demetra. Okay. Let's see. This is the trial and jury, the trial watch. This is day 2, is day 1 of the actual trial. I should have been closing all this stuff out while I was talking and running my mouth. Let me close out some things real quick. And hopefully they'll stop with it buffering, make it stop buffering as much. Okay, so I closed that stuff out. Okay, let's go back to it. Rock says hello. Let me hit me up. Okay. Oh my God, I got a lot going on. My goodness.
So my TV was on, and so anything could have happened. You know what I mean? So, and then when he knocked on the door, and then noise like that could have been the same thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure. And then when you knock on my door, that noise is the same thing.
Mr. Pease,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying right now as you look back, but I'm asking you today, when you spoke to police, you remember that?
Yeah.
You remember telling the police that you woke up to the loud sound of gunshots?
I wasn't sure what that was.
Child, just let him off
Like I
the
stated on
stand.
the paper.
And you remember looking at your clock and seeing that it was 9:50. And at least telling the officer that what possibly could have been gunshots was at 9:50.
I was woke. I still can't because I'm not sure about that because I woke up half sleep, man. I can't. No, if I had been woke, it'd have been different. But I was half asleep. I can't.
No, Mr. Keys, did you ever look outside that night?
After he came to the door, I looked out and seen all the polices and all that. Other than that, because like if you hear that noise, ain't no way I'm gonna stick my head out there.
Did you see or hear anything related to a shooting, other than what you testified to already? Did you see?
No.
Okay. Nothing further.
Thank you. Mr. Kirkhoff?
Mr. Keys, you said the neighborhood is like that. Like what?
It's, things happen
So are you saying there's occasional shots in your neighborhood?
all the time.
Anything else for this one?
I don't have nothing further for him either.
Mr. Keys, you're excused. Thank you very much.
Girl, they didn't even want to do no cross-examination in his ass.
Next witness, please.
The judge steady laughing at people. Oh my God.
Officer James Smith.
Sweet Merciful says, it's like that. He's too defensive. It's obvious. Winter says, dude, all you had to say then and now, I ain't seen or heard nothing. I was asleep. Don't give a statement that you know will come back to bite you. Damn. He ran up out of there. Girl, this is a mockery. And this is why so much crime go on in under privileged areas and neighborhoods. No justice get done. It sucks to be the loved one of these victims.
Good afternoon, sir. Come on over. I'll swear you in right before you sit down, okay?
And see, when they let one witness get away with it, the other ones in the court think they can get away with that
You
crap
raise your right
too.
hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Absolutely. Very good. Have a seat, please. Well, these microphones pick up everything, okay? You talk, brother. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Faber.
And Your Honor, for the record, just to commemorate the sidebar, this officer is being called, he's available today, this afternoon only, he's being called out of order, just so that there's no confusion.
Okay. Basically, the prosecution is trying to present this in a linear fashion so it all makes sense, but this witness to be accommodated for a schedule is here kind of out of order. That's why what you're trying to tell them, right, Mr. Faber?
That's correct.
And I have no problem.
All right, very good. I already swore him in, so I think you're ready to go.
Sir, could you state the spelling of your first and last names?
It's James Smith, James Smith.
You're in uniform, but can you tell us your occupation, please?
I work for the Grand Rapids Police Department. I'm assigned to the Special Response Team.
A brief summary of what the special response team does.
We kind of handle anything the chief asks us to do. That's the easiest way to put it. Any kind of issues that need to be addressed, we handle it.
And is like the tactical team part of the special response team?
Absolutely, yep.
Like what would be on TV called SWAT?
Yes, yeah.
It's not as glamorous as that or no?
Depends on the day.
Going back to December 27th of last year, 2022, do you have a good memory of that?
Yes, sir.
That date? Your memory is good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's refreshing.
What day they said December 22nd? Because this happened on the 26th.
Of December 27th, did you have occasion to perform a traffic stop on a 2013 silver?
Oh,
Dodge
the
Charger?
day after.
Can you describe where that occurred, please?
It was on Cherry, just west of Madison is where we initiated the traffic stop.
Cherry, west of Madison. Where is that in relation to, say, Division and Hall?
It'd be north of Hall and it's east of Division. If you're downtown, it's just to the southeast of the center downtown area.
So
Okay, this was the day after. Y'all give me one moment. Let me go let the maintenance man out and
Hall.
never mind.
Yeah, it's approximately.
Okay. What was the reason for the traffic stop?
The vehicle had a cracked windshield across the front of the windshield.
Okay, so an equipment violation?
Yes, sir.
Describe the traffic stop if you would for the jury.
We activated our overhead siren or our overhead lights first. The vehicle slowed but did not stop. It continued a few city blocks there and was not stopping. Activated our sirens. The vehicle still didn't stop. And then when it finally came to a stop, we addressed it in a high-risk fashion.
Why is that?
Whenever a vehicle doesn't pull over right away, it's consistent with people either trying to run or hide certain items or something like. We don't know exactly what's going on, but it's not normal if that would be a case. So.
And so how long from the moment your lights were first activated and the slow to stop, over how long a period of time and over how big of a distance did that occur?
I would have to ask, I don't know, I'd estimate several seconds, an extended period of time.
And you said a high-risk stop. Describe that, please.
It's when we have our firearms out and we're addressing the occupants in the vehicle, we call them back to us instead of just approaching the vehicle.
So in addition to the driver, was there anybody else in this vehicle?
It was just the driver.
And who was the driver?
Marquise Welch.
Describe your interaction with Mr. Welch.
He advised that the driver door had damage, so he had to exit out the passenger side. He walked back to us. He was detained in handcuffs. After the vehicle was confirmed clear, full search of his person was conducted. He had no driver's license. You want me to continue?
So no driver's license, that's an arrestable offense?
Yes, sir.
So he was searched. Did you do the search or did you witness the search?
Officer Tyler Smith conducted the search, and I was standing right there with him as a cover officer.
Okay. Were there any weapons found on Mr. Welch?
No weapons.
What about cell phones?
There was a cell phone, some money in the under $400, I believe, and then there was some suspected narcotics that later tested
On his person?
on his person.
And was that cell phone was placed into evidence?
Yes.
Did you observe the damage to the door that prevented the driver's door from opening?
No, I don't remember looking at the driver's door. We just took his word for it that it was damaged and wouldn't open.
Do you recall the license plate number of the vehicle that you stopped that Mr. Welch was driving?
I don't have it memorized, but it was listed in our report.
Would you look at the report to refresh your memory?
Absolutely.
And the record reflects on defense counsel, a copy of Officer Smith's police report.
Yes.
If you could just read to yourself the beginning of the first paragraph there.
Yep. License plate, Michigan registration, Edward King Paul, 9524.
Without Mr. Welch having a driver's license and him being the only occupant, was the vehicle towed and impounded?
Yes, it was parked in the roadway, blocking traffic. The registered owner was not on scene. It was towed.
And is there an inventory policy when you take custody of a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Was a vehicle, an inventory search done of that vehicle?
Yes.
Did you participate in the search of the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Did you find any firearms?
No firearms.
Any ammunition?
I did not find anyone.
Any ammunition components such as shell casings?
Not that I found.
Anything of evidentiary value?
There's two tablets located in the vehicle. One was on the third row driver's side, and the other one was in the front passenger floorboard.
By tablet, you don't mean pills, you mean electronic?
Yeah, I apologize. Yep, an electronic tablet.
Okay. You mentioned narcotics. Were there any narcotics found in the vehicle?
Just on Marquise's person.
One moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
I can't wait till the alleged getaway driver. I cannot wait until he gives his testimony. I think his name is Marquise Welch. He will be testifying.
Any questions for Officer Smith, Mr. Kirkhoff?
Yes, you said you found what you thought was drugs. Did they test positive
They did.
or what?
Fentanyl?
Was he also arrested on that then?
Yes, sir.
All right, and when you pull up, when you find out who he is, you also run his name through the lead, correct?
That's correct.
And he had a couple of conditional release orders, bond conditional release orders.
Objection, relevance.
Mr. Kirkhoff, what's the relevance of this?
Well, I want to know what he was arrested on.
I think that's valid. If you, go ahead.
He had 2 conditional release violations. One was for narcotics, and the other one, I don't 100% recall, but I know one was for narcotics.
That's what you report, will that refresh your memory?
Absolutely, it was detailed in there.
What was the other one for?
Felon in possession of a firearm.
Exactly. The partition is supposed to keep him from fighting. Shut up.
For violating the bond orders.
It's a conditional release violation, yes, sir.
I have nothing to read.
Anything else for this witness?
So he, in addition to the drugs that were found in his person, he was arrested on violations of bond for drugs and guns.
Yes, sir.
Nothing further.
Anything else? Mr.
Okay,
Kirkhoff?
so I think that evidence.
All right, thank you, Officer Smith. You are
Okay, so I
excused.
think that evidence right
Okay,
there,
very
talking
good.
about
Next
the
witness, please.
Marquise Welch, that's the introducing of the alleged getaway driver and about his character, right?
We will call Roberto Augustin.
Oh, okay.
And do we
It's
need
the
an interpreter
neighbor.
for this one? Okay, we have one, I assume.
That was my,
Okay, so the Roberto is the neighbor
Okay.
who had one of the surveillance camera footage. That's who coming up now. Did I say thank y'all for supporting this type of content? I appreciate it. It's a new segment called Trial and Jury, where we watch the trial and put ourselves in the shoes of the jury. At the end of the case, after both sides have made their case, we will, as Seymour Lane, we will be doing some deliberation of our own.
Okay.
So keep
Let the
joining
record
in
reflect
for-
we have Donna
tuning in,
Boss as our
follow the
interpreter
case.
this afternoon. Do we have 2 chairs up there? Okay, before we begin, I need to swear in.
Oh, nobody
Ms.
dressed for
Boss
Fort
as
Michigan,
an
I guess.
interpreter. Ms. Boss, could you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly, accurately, and impartially interpret the matter now before the court and not divulge confidential communications. So help you God.
I do.
Very good, thank you. And at this point, I will swear in the witness. Sir, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
No, the
All
alleged
right,
driver,
very good.
Marquise Welch, he supposed to have dropped off the
Go ahead
shoe
when you're ready, Mr.
and then let him, and then getaway driver.
good afternoon, sir.
So he got his own problem.
Could you state and spell your first and last name?
¿Usted puede decir y deletrear su nombre y su apellido, por favor?
Roberto Agustín.
Roberto Agustín.
Es R-O-B.
It's R-O-B.
R T-O-A-U-G-U. S
A-U-G-U-S.
T-I-N.
T-I-N.
And back on December 26th of 2022,
Entonces el 26 de diciembre de 2022, ¿dónde vivía?
En la 23 Cantón,
At 23 Canton,
Southwest Grand
Southwest Grand Rapids,
Rapids.
Michigan.
So we might finna see the
were you
footage,
home
y'all.
the evening of December 26th?
Interesting.
¿Usted estaba a casa en la noche del 26 de diciembre?
Sí, estaba
Yes.
en la casa.
Yes, I was at home.
Did you have some contact with police?
¿Usted tuvo algo de contacto con la policía?
Tuvo contacto con ellos cuando entraron en la casa a chequear la cámara.
I had contact with them when they came into the house to check the cameras.
Okay. Does your house have a camera on the outside of your home?
La casa suya tiene una cámara en la parte exterior de la casa suya.
Sí.
Yes.
And where is it located on the front of your home?
¿Y dónde está ubicada en la parte de enfrente de
Okay,
su
chill
casa?
out.
Enfrente está arriba de la casa.
In front,
Mero arriba.
it's up on the house.
On the second floor?
En el
En
segundo
medio,
piso.
sí, en el segundo piso.
Yes, on the second
See, he
floor.
understand English.
And
Hold
what
on,
does
hold
the
on, hold on,
camera
hold on, hold on,
¿Y
hold on,
dónde
hold on,
está?
hold on. So he understand English. If you notice, when he asked, when the attorney asked that last question, he started answering it before he got translated. I think when they have Spanish or another language as their first language, they dominant language, they get a translator so they can have their best opportunity to truly understand the question and things like that. But he know English, because that's why he just answered the question before. And he living in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, he know English, but it's sometimes better, less confusion when they have an interpreter. Okay, let's go.
Apuntada a la-
Yeah, he's the neighbor with the surveillance
Enfrente,
camera.
que mira toda la calle.
It's pointing toward the front. It sees the whole street.
Canton Street?
La calle Canton.
Sí, es la calle donde vivo.
Yes, the street where I live.
And 23 Canton is what was your testimony?
Y la 23 Canton, eso fue su testimonio.
Sí.
Yes.
On exhibit 24 here, can you see the numbers on the houses?
En la prueba número 24, ¿te puede ver los números en las casas?
No, puedo.
No,
I can't see him. I'm like 15
Yo no-
feet closer,
yo no
Mr.
lo
Favor,
puedo
so.
verlos y tengo de cerca más 50 pies.
¿Y qué tienen que ver en esos números de casa?
And what does the house numbers have to do with it?
You see the number 23.
My
Ya, porque
God,
la
today.
23 la cantona, ahí está allí.
¿Dónde?
Ahí está la 23.
Yeah, the 23 is there,
So on the north side of Canton
en
Street.
la parte del norte de la calle Canton. Yes.
So the camera points directly in front of your
Está
house.
La
apuntada,
cámara está apuntada directamente
sí,
frente de
enfrente
su
de la
casa.
casa,
Yeah, in front of the house.
que agarra todo.
It takes in everything.
Shut up.
Do you remember the police coming to you to see if they could obtain video evidence?
¿Usted recuerda que la policía venía a usted para ver si podían obtener las pruebas video?
Sí,
Yes.
Did you cooperate with them and provide video evidence?
¿Usted cooperó con ellos y le
Sí.
dio las pruebas de
sí,
video?
le-
Yes, yes.
Did you, prior to contact with police,
Antes del contacto con la policía,
on the evening of December 26,
en la noche del 26 de diciembre
2022,
2022,
did you hear or see anything
Girl,
related
this
to
is
the
something
shooting?
else.
¿usted escuchó o vio algo relacionado?
Yo no
con
vi
los
nada,
casos?
yo andaba
I didn't
durmiendo.
see anything. I was
Ese
sleeping.
Yo nunca no escuché nada.
I never heard anything.
Yo nomás di la autorización a la
I just
policía
gave the
que checaba las
authorization for
cámaras.
the police to check the cameras.
And the timestamp on your camera,
Y la hora y fecha que está.
Thank
en
God for
la cámara,
cameras.
was it accurate?
Fue correcto.
Es que las cámaras que tengo no está bien las horas.
The
como
cameras
están.
that I have, the hours aren't quite right on them.
Okay, an officer that you had contacted.
Exactly, Lady Steph.
Said that they were a little bit over 5 hours off.
Un oficial de policía con quien usted tuvo contacto dijo de que la hora en las cámaras era como de 5 horas
Well,
equivalente.
it might have been later than that.
Exacto.
Yeah.
Está- las horas, como un ejemplo, está grabando, no sé, no le puedo activar bien.
That
Por eso
can't,
están-
the hours
eso-
that it's showing when it's activated, I can't arrange them or fix them very well.
You didn't see or hear anything
Y usted no
related to-
vio, no escuchó nada
No.
relacionado al.
No, yo no.
No.
Y las cámaras a la policía que checaba todo. Es lo único es eso.
And the cameras that the police checked, that's all there was.
Okay, and you gave them everything.
Usted les dio todo.
Sí, todo que checaba.
Yes, everything that they checked, everything.
Thank you for your time.
Gracias por su tiempo.
De nada. He
Any
don't say
questions
you
for this
welcome.
witness?
¿Alguna pregunta para este Contigo,
All right.
no, señor Río.
All right, thank you, Mr. Augustine. I
Well,
appreciate your testimony.
Señor Agustín, aprecio
Thank you,
su
Ms. Boss, for
testimonio.
He gave the testimony that needed to be given. Yes, it was my camera. Yes, it was on. Yes, I lived there. That's all they needed to know from him. I thought they were going to show the doggone footage. I wants to see the footage. They're going to show it. The good thing about this particular courthouse, you guys, if you're new, if you're just coming in today or coming in late, the good news about this particular court, this trial, is that they show the evidence. We get to see what the jury sees. We get to see what the courthouse is seeing. So that's excellent.
For being here for us today. You are both excused.
Los dos se pueden salir.
Ya esto.
It's up.
Gracias.
Okay.
I'm going to call that Judge Smiley. Judge Smiley. He stays
Hall.
smiling and smirking.
Also out of order, Your Honor, with expedited time. Is that-
Sure, that sounds good. And I think we'll take a break after this witness, okay?
Yes, sir.
See who next. I don't think y'all heard me all that time I was talking. Okay, let me rewind it. I was saying about the poll. I don't think y'all heard me. Y'all voted unanimously that y'all thought the boyfriend was hiding something that he knew more. I'm going to close that poll out and do another poll real quickly.
Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Have a seat, please. Go ahead, Mr. Faber.
Okay. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you state and spell your first and last names, please?
My name is Derek Hall, DEREKHALL.
And what is your occupation, sir?
I am a detective at the Grand Rapids Police Department.
How long have you been a police officer?
I've been with the city of Grand Rapids a little over 7 years.
Any law enforcement experience prior to that?
No, sir.
And how long have you been a detective?
Almost 3 years.
So a fairly quick rise to the detective bureau.
Yes, sir.
Humble humility. Did you become involved in a homicide that occurred on December 26, 2022 at 47?
Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate the
I did.
support.
I was called in that evening to the scene along with Detective Wolf and Detective Bates.
Detective Wolf seated here in the courtroom,
Yes, sir.
and Detective Bayless.
Yes, sir.
Who was there a lead detective? Like, how does it work with the detective bureau? Was there one lead assigned with assistants?
At the time I was in the general case unit, Detective Wolf and Detective Bayless are in the major case team. I was brought in just to assist, but Detective Wolf is the primary investigator of the incident.
You said you arrived there that evening. At what time? If you know approximately what time you might have arrived.
I believe it was just after midnight.
And what was your role upon your arrival there?
My job essentially was to stay with Detective Wolf and assist him with whatever he needed. When we arrived there, there was it was quite cold. It was dark outside, so it took us a while to do a walkthrough of the scene. Our crime scene techs were called. They were there processing when we got there. We briefly looked in the home. Just
Leave
poked
me
our
alone.
heads in essentially. And then some of the,
The
family
balance
members
is hard to
arrived.
spell.
We assisted with dealing with them and then also with a canvas of the area, which includes talking to witnesses, looking for cameras, that type of stuff.
I was close. I missed one L. Okay, the silent
Involved in
L.
collection of potential video evidence.
Some, but that was after the fact. We have a detective that's specifically assigned to gather and maintain video evidence. He was also called in that evening. Once a piece of video evidence was identified, it was actually him that did the collection, but I was involved later in analyzing.
Okay, I think we're gonna see the video now.
All right, so that's what I'd like to talk with you about first right now. When you're analyzing a video, in this case, was there something specifically at the onset of the investigation that you were looking for?
There was several of the homes on Canton had.
That was
home
Monica
surveillance
said
systems.
almost doesn't count.
The only one that
No,
we
that was
found
Brandy saying almost doesn't
from
count.
a residence was at 23 Canton, which is, I believe, 5 homes east of where this incident took place. They had a camera that was up towards their second story facing south, and it was a home that was on the north side of the road. So the main camera captured both the sidewalks of Canton, essentially. That was gathered by Detective Porter that evening.
Okay, but you personally analyzed that video from 23 Canton?
I did the following day, yes.
One moment, Your Honor. I'll move for the admission of Exhibit 22, video obtained from 23 Canton.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
22
Okay, y'all, here go the footage. Yeah, your comment don't count. Thank you very much. God don't play about me.
You see 23, your eyesight, you're young. You see 23 Canton?
I do.
I think you're correct about the number of 23 is 5 houses down from where 47 Canton is.
That's correct. 47 and 43 are the same. 47 is not notated on there, but it's a duplex. So the west side of that building that says 43 is the address 47.
Before I start to play the video, you said that the camera was on the front, second story of 23.
I'm gonna make the screen a
Yeah,
little bit
it was
bigger
elevated.
so we can see the footage better.
And kind of looked down facing to the south.
To the south, okay.
Yes.
And your permission to publish
Granted.
22.
22. And then if you could pause it.
So this the camera footage.
The date and the time stamp. Were there efforts made to compare it with actual time, to compare the posted time with actual time?
Yes, it was immediately apparent on scene that the time was off. That was noted, I believe, by the resident to Detective Porter upon collection, but then that time was verified via our police arrival. We have an in-car video system that links to Axon, and it has a real timestamp on there. Eventually in this video, you can see when those officers respond, and that so the time can be verified. But I believe that the timestamp on there is 5 hours and 14 minutes fast.
Okay, so we're gonna have some math involved here.
Unfortunately, yes.
So when I asked that we hit play, if you notice something that drew your attention as potential evidence, just let us know and we'll pause the.
Thank y'all for voting. We're gonna go one more hour. We're gonna go one more hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Pause it. So this is a vehicle that was identified in a silver Dodge Journey. In this video segment, that is
Okay,
the
chill out.
first time that it drives by. You'll see approximately 3 minutes later, it drives by again.
Alleged
Tell
getaway
it's the
car,
same
y'all.
video because they're the same vehicle. It has very distinct damage on the driver's side door. It's hard to see in that specific frame, but
And that's at, the timestamp, 3 o'clock and 6 seconds, or 18 seconds into the playing of the video.
right, which
Let's back this up, just, maybe, let's start at the end. We'll pause it when the vehicle you mentioned first appears.
I thought that was the vehicle. So which is the vehicle? Oh, this one?
And then I think with E, we can take it frame by frame. So stopping it at timestamp 3 o'clock and 3 seconds. If you notice, tell us to pause if you notice the damage you're referring to.
so
When it's getting that
you
light.
can see on the driver's side door, and along that front left wheel, that front left fender, there is pretty extensive damage. It was especially viewable when it's pretty much in line with that pickup truck that's parked right there.
And now, pause it there. 3
You can
o'clock and
definitely
6
see that
seconds.
damage because it's not the same color as the truck.
You said 5 hours and 14 minutes fast,
I believe so, yes,
so that would be 9:46 PM.
that's correct. On the 26th.
So now hit play. You testified.
That's correct.
Okay, so they rewinded it.
This is a residential street,
It is.
but not uncommon to see residents coming and going.
No, it's very common. The entire Burton Heights
Oh, that
area
man.
is pretty much residential.
So it was definitely around 9 o'clock, you guys.
The
So the
intersection
time
between
frame,
Burton and Division.
you just got that confirmed. It was around 9
All the
o'clock
streets off of Division on both sides are all homes.
PM.
So you'll see here again in a second that that same silver Dodge Journey drives by again.
Let's see. Let's see. Did it pull up? Did it stop? Who is that to the side?
Pause it. Seem to start to accelerate there at, which would be
Same damage in the same spot.
Correct.
06. And at that moment, that damage is pretty visible in this image, right?
It is, and it was. I think there's a frame or two back where it's caught in the light, you can see it much better too.
What's the next thing of evidentiary value that you find?
So a short time later, you're gonna see a lone individual running on the north sidewalk eastbound.
Let's say we see him.
Although dark, you can tell that he is a fairly disciplined.
Let's see. Let us determine that. Let's see.
This is 5 houses down from 47 Canton.
That's correct.
That'd be about half a block.
What's that
Yes.
coming right here? Okay, that's a different car. Why did that car right here was parked over?
It's
Oh.
19.
Child?
Back it up for 10 seconds. Did you just see the individual that you were referring to?
We did, yes. So he's on that sidewalk closest to the camera.
So that's on the north sidewalk running toward Division.
Correct.
And then hit play, and we'll do the frame by frame.
Wow, this is so interesting. I hope they pause it. Everybody waiting to see the little man run across here. Why they couldn't see no footprints in that snow? Okay. And then this car to the right side of the screen gonna move up. Then he gonna come running by. No, that's not the getaway car. This car right here, not involved. I don't know what the hell they doing.
So there he is, just coming into frame.
304-14.
Here he come. Okay. Okay. I can't tell nothing about how that jacket look. All I can tell is the jacket might be light.
It's harder to see when it's stopped on each frame, but when you play it, you can see that his coat is.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Bring it back to 304-10 and then hit play.
So Kurt Vixen, even though I was pointing out that car over there to the right, this one right here, because it was very strange that it was just sitting there and doing, that's not the vehicle. It was a SUV, the one with the damage. I don't know who these people is. Okay, there you go. I can't tell whatever. Can y'all tell?
Pause it there.
Pause.
304. It's right now 304:20 in real time. That would be 9:50 in 20 seconds.
Yes, sir.
So to recap here,
Pause. Drop a 1 if you can tell the color of his clothes, of his top. Drop a 2 if you cannot tell. Drop a 1 if you can tell the color of the jacket. Drop a 2 if you cannot. Yes, this is one of the footages. This is from Roberto, the one who just testified. This is the footage from his camera. Lady Steph say, I can't see that jacket. Kurt Vixen said, vote 2. You can't see the color of the jacket. Lady Steph say 2. She can't see the color of the jacket. I'm saying 2. I cannot see the color of that jacket. Now, if they maybe if they enlarged it, like how I be seeing on First 48, you know what I'm saying? They blow up the camera, blow up the screen, then maybe yes. But right here, how they showing it, you can't convince me as a juror that what he had on. Sweetie said, what are we looking at? Are we looking at the house across the street? No, because the house across the street don't have nothing to do with it. The house in question is 40 Canton, which is actually off screen. Let me go ahead and let me draw it for y'all. Okay, so the house where the situation happened at is over here off camera. Okay, so what we're noticing is all this area right here, and what we're looking for, what they point out, is that silver vehicle. Remember, I was kept circling the damage, and then now what you notice, because the last time we saw that silver vehicle, it first drove this way, it didn't come back. It made the block, because then it came back again 3 minutes later, right? And it was down over this way, and then next thing you see is the little man running to catch up with the car. Okay. Demetra does doodles. Okay. All right. So let me erase that stuff. All right, let's go. Because you got to remember, they don't have an eyewitness. They only have the footage, the surveillance footage, and the identification of the alleged getaway car and this footage. Let's go.
your testimony is the Dodge Journey first passed at
That's
9:46,
because I was making it clear.
then again at 9:49. Then that lone runner heading east.
The attorneys need a marker like mine.
And 20 seconds or 15 seconds.
That was all accurate, yes.
With those vehicles heading to the east, did you investigate any surveillance cameras further east from 23 Cambridge?
So I'm familiar with the individual that works for the Rapid that has access to cameras at the bus stops, whichever ones do have them. There is a bus stop at the northwest corner of Kenyate and Division, which Division is the next avenue to the east. I obtained that video the next day. It wasn't as useful.
Very interesting. Sweetie said, I don't know about sending anybody to jail over
north
this
of Kenyate.
surveillance.
We deduced
Very
that
interesting.
the person didn't run to the north then because they was on by the cameras. There was also video that was obtained from the business at the southwest corner. It's an automotive shop called Luna. Again, that was Detective Porter that handled obtaining that video. But I assisted with analyzing it.
The bus stop, or what was the camera view of the bus stop video? What was it pointed at?
So the cameras at the bus stops are up in the awnings and they generally face down. So they'll capture if a bus pulls up and somebody gets off, but that's generally it. That and then a small portion of this.
Okay, so we got two great statements here. Tweety says, I don't know about sending anybody to jail over this surveillance, right? Perfectly understandable. Kurt Vixen says, did they find out who is in the car sitting with the lights on? They should have at least seen the person running. Exactly. We don't know yet, Kurt Vixen. We gotta see. We gotta see because some from opening statements, when I recall from the opening statements, you add the 2 pieces of footage, surveillance footage, and you do see they do have somebody who's going to testify that they saw somebody running and they're going to describe the clothes. But they have not gotten to that part yet. But yes, that's exactly where we at right now because everybody saw that second car. Let's go.
Sidewalk. There was a person that gets off of a bus a few minutes before this incident. He's in a construction vest, and you can see him on the camera.
Right, sweetie, I don't have one. I'm gonna get one though.
It's 25 and 26, 2 video clips from Luna Auto.
Thank you. 25 and 26 are admitted.
In my whole unit right here, nobody out of 4 units got a camera. And I don't think they have no camera on the next one. You know, all of us on this sidewalk, I ain't seen no camera with nobody. Okay, what's this? The second camera? Oh, this the car shop camera. Okay, let's pay attention.
So can you orient the jury as to the direction of the camera here?
Yes, so this is the video from Luna, the automotive shop. It's the southwest corner of Canton and Division. You can see, I know there's a lot of snow, but you can see where the vehicles with the backup lights on. That's actually the silver Dodge Journey with the distinct damage. But right now it's essentially in the middle of Canton. The avenue you can see with the divider is Division. So this camera is facing northeast, essentially.
You have a laser pointer out there, I believe. You could show the jury's vision.
Along here, there's kind of that, it's almost like tilted too, so it's a little distorted. But this is Division, and then this is Canton. So Division runs north and south. Canton runs to the west off of Division.
For the record, you had on exhibit.
It's crazy to me that they couldn't track the footsteps from the house to down to the truck.
It runs from the middle right of the screen to the top center on a diagonal, and then Canton Street was the horizontal road near the top of the screen.
That's correct.
What you said, this was the suspect's vehicle, the one that had your interest?
Yes. So
Before I get into that, 2 questions regarding the camera system. Is this constantly recording, or is it motion sensor?
So Detective Porter, again, he's the detective that handles the video. When he obtained the video, it was fairly segmented, and the reasoning for that is that it's a motion camera system. So there are spots where it is off. For instance, this clip is immediately following the last time we saw the Dodge Journey drive by, and luckily it picked up the motion and activated. But before this, there's I think a 3 or 4 minute gap before the most previous video. So this is picking up right after the video from 23 Canton, the last time that silver.
Okay, I paused it right here because I'm wondering if I'm real curious to see if they're going to make the case that this car was there for nefarious reasons, because all of the strips right there was closed, all the businesses, right? You got these cars right here that's in front, you know, but obviously by the amount of snow on them, they haven't moved. Right? So I wonder if they're going to bring up the fact that this car sticks out and it's so random because of the time of the night, none of the businesses being open, there's no reason to be parked right there like that, and to pull up and then go around the block and come back again. See what I'm saying? So we shall see. This is getting very interesting. I like when they have evidence, you know, and this is one of the major parts of the prosecutor's case. They only have the 2 cameras, the surveillance that we saw from in front of the neighbor house, and then this vehicle, this footage. I'm gonna say this though, I don't understand how they saying they see the damage on the car from this video, because the damage was on the left side of the car, and we see right now the right side. But maybe they're gonna show when he pulled back around. I don't know. Let's continue so we can find out. Winter said, Tweety said, I was thinking that too, D, about the tracks, right? But that second police officer, no, not the second one, the third one, the lady CSI, she said it wasn't no trackable footprints. Winter said snow and mud make it good for tracking. Right. Tweety said Winter 100. I know I be watching movies. I don't live in the snow though. Me either, girl. I ain't never seen that but snow. I was looking at all that snow on them cars like, dang. I don't even know nothing about that type of action. Okay, let's continue.
Dodge Journey pulls through, so it came from over here and then pulled to right here. And we verified that again with the timestamps. The timestamp on this video was within a few seconds, I remember, but I don't think it's visible.
Okay, so to compare that with your testimony from the 23 Canton address, the second time the vehicle drove by on that camera system was 9:49:05.
That's correct.
And you said this is an accurate, fairly accurate, but well within a minute.
Definitely within a minute, yeah.
And this is, and it's hard to see at the top, 12:26:22, 9:49.
Yeah, I think it says 50 seconds maybe.
Okay, so in the same minute as when it passed
And you
by,
can tell by the look at on these cars, even that red truck that's facing our
That's
direction, it got snow at the top building up, and the black car. That car that's in question, the SUV,
Exhibit 25.
it don't have no piled up snow on the top of it. Oh, look. Oh. Oh, look at the damage.
So
Come
again,
Holly.
you can see that
Show
briefly
can.
before it was out of view, but it does have the damage to the driver's side door is still visible.
Oh my God, why is he doing all of that? That's so weird. Wow.
Was it there? So at
Yeah, that looked quite
9:50
suspicious.
and 22 seconds, did the headlights go off?
Yes.
Back it up a little.
You can clearly see the damage on that car. This is the best picture of the damage. The identifiable damage. This is the best picture that we've seen so far. Oh,
So you can
shoot.
see after he pulls in and comes to a stop, the headlights on the vehicle turn.
The brake lights are still on. Keep playing this through to completion.
Wow, did y'all see that? Did y'all just
So
see what we just saw?
Everyone noticed there that the individual that was observed running
Wow.
eastbound down.
Sweetie,
Canton
they
on
just
the north
did. They need to
sidewalk is
rewind that.
again visible, running to that silver Dodge Journey and then entering the passenger side door in the front. So
So starting at 9:50:32, when he first appears.
So again, he'll be visible here at the very end of this clip with the distinct white on the bottom, dark on the top.
That's 9:50:43.
Wow,
What's
wowzers.
the orders again, Jim?
Wow.
He enters the front passenger
Show it again.
side door.
Play 26.
Oh, I hope they show it again.
I think we did it in 26.
It's been admitted.
I think this is a short clip, so we'll just play this in its entirety and then I'll go back and edit it out. We'll go back to the beginning. I'll pause it and ask.
Damn, look.
So pause it there. So there's a little bit of overlap from exhibit 25.
Now, on
There
that,
is, again, that's because of the way that it saves on the DVR from it being motion activated. That's the very next clip in the sequence, and there's some overlap there at the end of the previous one and the beginning of this one.
But at the same time.
you can definitely recognize the clothes right there being black at the top, white at the bottom. Absolutely.
The front right corner of the car.
That's correct.
So now they play. Stop it there. At 9:50:54. Are the headlights on or off?
The headlights are off at this point.
All right, is there any damage noticeable on the passenger side of the vehicle?
I believe there was some slight damage, yes, on the front passenger door. Again, there is, it's actually visible right there. There's a crease in that passenger door.
Okay, and when you said right there, you're indicating the, basically on the front passenger door of the Dodge Stern.
That's correct.
And just hit a few frame by frames.
Not they put their signal light on. Not their signal. Ciao.
Which direction did the Dodge turn and drive?
So let me see how astute y'all eyes is in the audience, right? What did y'all notice about when the guy jumped in the car? What did y'all notice about how the car just, let me say it like this. Did y'all notice what another thing that's very suspicious besides that man coming out of nowhere to get in this car that's parked there for suspicious reasons? Did y'all notice that the car started driving off before he can even close the door good? So they was definitely in a hurry to get out of Dodge. Very interesting. This is the most damning piece of evidence that I've seen so far. Let's continue.
So they turned from eastbound Canton to southbound Division there. Again, no headlights activated.
Any cameras that you analyzed south of Division in Canton?
I did. Detective Porter also got video from the gas station. That is at the northwest corner of Division and Hall. Hall is the next street south of Canton. So it's essentially behind that camera that we just watched.
Did you have a chance to analyze that video?
I did, yes.
Remember I moved to the admission of exhibit 27, the Sunoco gas station video?
Thank you. 27 admitted.
It's another video, y'all. I thought it was just two.
So we have sound on this one.
We do.
Was there, I don't know if I asked you this, but any sound on the 23 Canton?
No,
Any sound on the Luna Auto video?
no, sir.
So can you orient the jury? What's the camera?
So I believe this is essentially, it's on the south of the building. It's somewhere near the front door, but again, it's kind of at a weird angle, but it's facing south. This is going to be Hall Street right here. And then you can see this avenue right here is Division.
So the short view of the street that runs diagonally in the bottom left corner with the McDonald's sign, that's Division.
Correct.
And then the less steep horizontal line that runs through the center with the gas station pump in front of it, that's Hall Street.
Correct.
Where's Hall? Hall runs east and west?
Correct.
And where is Hall in relation to Canton?
So again, Hall is the next street south of Canton. Both run east and west.
During your analysis of this video, did you see the same vehicle that you observed on Canton and at the Luna Auto?
I did. So the first time that the Silver Dodge Journey is viewable from the video of 23 Canton. It makes the block and then comes around and can be seen the first time going then west on Hall Street. The next avenue to the west of here is Buchanan, so it can be deduced that they went over to, or I'm sorry, Ionia Avenue would be the next west. So west on Hall Street, north on Ionia, and then east again on Canton. It can be seen making that rotation.
And
So this camera catches them making the block.
How accurate was this?
I believe it was fairly accurate, or at least within a few minutes.
All right, the report indicated within 1 minute of real time, that'd be.
That's correct, yes.
That's what we're going to. 9:46. Yeah, 30 seconds.
Just the gas station footage. Looking for that same truck to pass by, making its round of the block.
27, when you see the vehicle that you just referred to after the call.
Oh. Oh, that one that just passed.
I think she.
I think the lady fast forwarded it too much.
Pause it. So again, you can
There go the
see
vehicle.
that down on this is facing the passenger side, so that distinct crease on the passenger side door easily tells us that's that same Silver Dodge Journey. This would be the just after the first time that we saw it on the. '23 Canton video.
So and that's at 9:47:02 that we paused that. Can you back it up? Just a few seconds, just like 5 seconds. That's good. 9:47 even. Does that show the damage that you were just referring to on the front passenger door?
It does.
And are the headlights on at this point?
They are.
Just pause it there. And at any point during your review of this video, since it has audio, were you able to hear any apparent gunshots?
It was. Just prior to
Oh, wow, you can hear the gunshots on this footage?
seeing, well, you'll see
Wow. I
the
see y'all
vehicle after
tools.
it leaves
Thank
the Luna lot, goes south on Division, and then takes a westbound turn on Hall Street. And it's visibly trying to get out of the area, no headlights on, speeding away. Just prior to that, you can of several gunshots.
So fast forward to 9:50. So we're not, so the first image of the Dodge Journey was at 9:47 with headlights on. Fast forward 3 minutes to 9:50.
So in comparing to the other cameras, at this time, the Journey would be backing into the lot of the automotive place at Canton Division.
And just hit play from there.
I think that was the
9:50, 10
gunshot.
seconds.
That's correct. There's, I'm sure everybody could hear it, but there is several shots in quick succession. Sounds about 4 or 5 gunshots.
Dang, that's a lot of shots.
Just rewind it back to.
Okay, while they're doing that, I dropped a question in the chat. It says, were y'all able to see and would you be able to describe the jacket that you saw the guy running in the vehicle? Lady Steph say 2, I would be speculating.
So several
Damn.
gunshots. At this time, the individual would be running eastbound on the north sidewalk of Canton towards that parked Dodge Journey.
Wow.
And then do you see in your review of this, do you see that same vehicle again?
You do, yes.
All right, so with the gunshot sounds that you described at 9:50 and 10 seconds, we're starting this at 9:50.
Sweetie said they said it's gunshots, but is that the gunshots that happened at the house? It could have been some other shooting. The neighbor said it was a tough neighborhood. Good point. We're gonna pause it right there to answer, address some of the comments, right? So Lady Steph says, I think I addressed the last 2. Lady Steph say, yesterday, didn't somebody say that Kenyate said, I got that bitch? Yes, we heard about that, Lady Steph, you remember. in the opening statement, the prosecutor said that we will be hearing testimony from the alleged driver, Marquise Welch, and he made mention that Kenyate said when he got in the truck, I got that bitch. Okay, we got that bitch. First he said, I got that bitch. That they said that the defendant said, I got that bitch. And then he changed it to saying, we got that bitch. But that has not happened yet. But yes, that is coming. Good memory.
Stop it.
Was that the car that just passed by? Hey, always be a cruiser. Good to see you.
Go back to the beginning of that.
Was that the truck that passed by, that last one passing going to the right of the screen? Wow. It's still some good footage.
So again, easily identifiable by the damage.
Damn, I missed
You
it
can see
passing
that
by
it's now
totally
going
that time.
westbound on Hall, still no headlights on.
It's at 9:51:26, where it's passing.
I missed it completely that time.
Bottom left corner of the screen. And just hit frame by frame for a few seconds.
Let me record it.
Headlights on or off?
Headlights are off at this point.
And stopping exhibit 27 at 9:51:29. So where, after reviewing this video, where did your investigation lead next as it relates to any connection to a?
That was so interesting.
So at this point, this would have been the day after the incident. Detective Wolf, Bayless, and I had all received this video footage and were independently analyzing it. After seeing that distinct damage on that Dodge Journey, what I did was I went back through our records. We have the ability to search contacts with vehicles by like make and color and those types of things. So I put every contact we had with the silver Dodge Journey in chronological order and went from most recent back. And then whenever we had contact with them, I would watch if there was body camera footage associated, or if there was pictures taken because it was involved in an incident. Those types of things. It didn't take me long, actually. I found one from the summer before this. So I think it was in either June or July. We had a contact with a silver Dodge Journey. And it immediately stuck out to me because the person listed as the driver is named Marquise Welch in that contact. So he was associated with this Dodge Journey, and I was familiar with Mr. Welch from previous incidents. I believe there was a citation issued in that incident, so the body camera footage was saved. It was at a bank in the middle of the day at a well-lit area, so I was able to watch that officer's body camera footage when he approaches this silver Dodge Journey, and I immediately could tell that it was the same one. He walks up on the driver's side, and it's that same damage pattern that's on the silver Dodge Journey in this video. In that contact, he also states that he can't open the driver's side door because of how he was hit and was damaged, which is important to know.
Were you aware that Mr. Welch was arrested December 27th?
I was, yes,
And that vehicle that he was driving was impounded?
it was.
Have you personally seen that vehicle in police custody?
I don't believe I have, no.
Okay. So now we have a name that is potentially associated with the vehicle. What steps did you do in relation to the next part of your investigation?
So on the 27th, I believe our Mr. Welch was arrested driving that vehicle. So he was lodged at the at Kent County, and then the vehicle is impounded. Obviously, it's a vehicle of interest because we can relate it to this video footage. It was at the scene of a homicide just prior and then fleeing afterwards. So search warrants were conducted to search that vehicle and process it for evidence. And also at the time of Mr. Welch's arrest, he had a cell phone with him, which are very useful because they store a lot of data, whether it's conversations, text messages, phone calls, location data, those types of things. Mr. Welch's phone was taken from him at that time, and then a search warrant was obtained and it was downloaded. And just like with the video evidence, I analyzed the data from his phone.
So directing your attention to your review of data, would that include text messages?
Yes.
Did you look for text messages between Mr. Welch from your analysis of his phone with anybody else on the date of the homicide, December 26th?
I did. So there's a function in that program to just put everything into a timeline. And basically I looked at from the start of the day, Mr. Welch's day on the 26th. And then as it got closer to the incident, trying to see who he was communicating with, who he was possibly with. And
Right, I'm not gonna tell you.
Approximately 4:30 p.m., somewhere around there, he's having a text conversation with somebody listed in his phone as Taeman, Taeman. I'm not sure of the specific phone number, but in that conversation, they agree to meet up, and the basis of that is Mr. Welch is going to pick up this Taeman. The conversation, Taeman says that he's at the Big Top, which I know is the convenience store at 36 in Clyde Park. It's called the Big Top. So he agrees around 4:30 to pick him up. I think Taeman says he's cashing out. I'll be out in a second. So with that, I was interested in who this Taeman was and who Mr. Welch was picking up. So I went to that grocery store and
This was a good
with
witness,
the
y'all.
assistance of management,
Very interesting.
reviewed footage from the day of the 26th around 4:30 when that conversation takes place.
And did you
I'm
see-
sorry, Mr. Faber, we've been at this about 2 hours. I think we do need to take a break. This witness is taking longer than I thought. So we'll take a break at this time. It's somewhat of a
Not this
logical
witness.
stopping place.
Not stopping in the
Take
middle of a
about,
witness.
15 minutes, about 3:20, we'll keep plugging away.
I know you lying. I know you lying. Not stopping in the middle of this witness testimony. Wow, that's weird. So drop a let me okay, so while they taking a break and things, let's fast forward it, the wonders of technology. This case, you guys, if you're new to the case, or just a reminder that this case just took place in Grand Rapids, Michigan, last week. It was a total of maybe, I think, 4 days testimony. And from the start to finish of the case, I have not revealed what was the outcome. Right, I'm not going to reveal that. If you know, please don't say it here in the chat, because we have to let the jury, the Seymour Lane jury, vote at the end of the testimonies. So we're going to fast forward to here. Drop a 1 if y'all want to go to. Drop a 1 if you want to stop after this witness and start again tomorrow for the trial watch, or drop a 2 if you want to keep going, because the next witness is going to be the alleged getaway driver. But for right now, let's continue this. Drop a 1 if y'all want to stop after this witness. Drop a 2 if you want to keep going for the next witness.
All right, first back in session.
All right, be seated, please. Okay, anything before we bring the jury back in, Mr. Favor?
No.
Mr. Kirkon? All right, thank you. All rise for the jury, please. All right. Be seated, please. Okay, Mr. Faber, you can continue with your examination of Detective Hall. Go ahead.
I believe we left off, I was asking about, did you take any efforts to link the number associated with K-Man on Marquise Welch's phone with an individual beyond a nickname?
I did. I touched on this before, but everything on Mr. Welch's phone I put viewed in a timeline mode, so I could start it at the beginning of the day on the 26th, and anybody that he corresponded with, I would put the phone number in a program we have, which will give you any data about the person who's registered to that phone number. The phone number for Tay-Man came back to Kenyate, Newburn. So at that point, he was tentatively ID'd at that point as the person he was talking to, just based on that the number was registered to him.
Kenyate Newburn, the defendant.
That's correct.
Did you see, I want to direct your attention to 5 specific text messages between Welch and Tay-Man. Did you have a chance to look at that as part of your investigation?
I did.
Related to the big top.
Yes. Again, at about 4:30 p.m. on the 26th. So that would have been a little over 5 hours before the incident occurred. There is a conversation between Mr. Welch's phone and Mr. Newburn's phone where they're talking about where they're discussing picking Mr. Newburn up. Again, that's from, they said the Big Top, which I deduced was the Big Top grocery store. And all of these text messages are time-stamped. I believe there's one where Mr. Welch says, "I'm here." I think there's one where Mr. Newburn says, "I'm cashing out." Something along those lines.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of exhibits 36 to 40, which are these text strings.
Any objection?
No.
36 to 40 are admitted.
Discover 36. Tell the jury what we're looking at here.
So this is a text from Mr. Newburn's phone to Mr. Welch's phone saying about to be outside. I'm sorry, it's the other way around. It's Mr. Welch texting Mr. Newburn saying he's about to be outside. I think there's a previous text to this where they talk about that it's the Big Top.
We'll go to exhibit 37 now.
Okay, and there it is. That is from Mr. Newburn's phone to Mr. Welch's phone, telling Mr. Welch to pull up to the big top.
That's at 4:34:43
That's correct.
to 38. 4:35:22. This is from who to who?
That is, again, from Mr. Newburn to Mr. Welch's phone, saying that he's essentially about to check out.
To the 39.
And that is Mr. Welch's phone texting Mr. Newburn's phone, saying that he's there.
At 4:36:14. And finally, 40.
And that is Mr. Newburn responding to Mr. Welch in the affirmative. Okay.
Did you have occasion to go to the big top to see if they had interior and exterior surveillance cameras?
I did. Immediately after going through Mr. Welch's phone, this stuck out to me as the most likely scenario where I would be able to get surveillance footage showing an interaction, because obviously it's in a public place, it's at a grocery store. So I went to the Big Top grocery store.
I would move for the admission of exhibits 28 through 33 video clips from the Big Top.
Any objection? 28 through 33 are admitted.
And one final question before we get to the videos, Detective. There was reference in the text message from Mr. Newburn indicating he's in the checkout now at the Big Top. Did you take any measures to see if there's a financial record showing a transaction with any credit card associated with Mr. Newburn?
I did not. Detective Romero has the ability to check financial transactions. I notified him of this.
Okay, and I'm back at the microphone at the desk here. I had to go make me and Rock a quick late lunch. I'm eating me a ham and cheese sandwich, double ham, double cheese with mayonnaise and mustard, one on one side, another one on the other side. On the side of from a sandwich, I got me some fresh broccoli florets with a little ranch on top. And for Rock, I got him 3 to 4 pepperoni slices. Okay, I know y'all didn't ask for a detailed listing of the menu, but that's what it is. I was coming back on to say real quick, I'm glad y'all voted. We voting to go on, because I promise y'all, I'm watching this with you guys. I want to see what the driver gonna say. Okay, he look a little dusty. Okay, I haven't posted anything new for the Spring Forward Challenge because I haven't cooked in it. I don't cook. Me fixing this sandwich right now is pretty much how I eat. And not because I don't have food, but I just don't cook really. And that chopped salad, the one I posted first, that like literally entails how I eat. I either eat salads or I eat some sandwiches. I don't really cook. But as soon as I have some warm food in front of me that I have made or something, I will post again. Okay. I want to say this. So right now he's giving the text message, and communication between the defendant, okay, and the suspected or alleged, both of them, alleged and suspected giveaway driver. Now, Tweety says, I said, the technology will get you all the time. Tweety said, if you're going to commit a crime, leave your phone at home and do all the details ahead of time or turn your phone off. First 48. I wanted to say this real quick. First 48 information give me this too. But then they do like a forensics of your phone activity, right? So if you're a person, your behavior on your phone, your pattern with the phone, simply leaving the phone at home, they will use that against you. I've seen it happen. If you turn the phone off, they will use that against you. I've seen that happen because what they do is the phone forensics of your basic behavior on your phone. If it shows that you're on your phone watching YouTube 9 hours a day for the last 3 years, and then all of a sudden the day of the incident, your phone cut off, they make a point out of that. So it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm gonna start cooking again here one day. Whenever it hit me, when the mood hit me. It ain't hit me
Incident
yet.
after getting video, but later down the road, in this video, you'll see that there is somebody at the checkout line at the same time that Mr. Newburn's phone is texting Mr. Welch's phone saying that he's cashing out now. That individual is clearly making a transaction. Those records were obtained.
As always, that turn your location off.
And
I think mine stay off.
matching up that transaction to the video, a card that's registered to Mr. Kenyate Newburn was used during that purchase.
We move for the admission of exhibit 35.
Any objection to 35?
I want to see it.
Sure.
While they doing that, let me say this. You can tell a big difference between the detectives and how they testify and the responding officers, right? The detectives are way more polished and in the know. They come ready.
No objection.
Thank you. 35 is admitted.
So due to some privacy laws, obviously some of this information is redacted, including the card number. But this is essentially the receipt of the transaction
Light off so we can
made.
see it better.
And you can see that bottom transaction at the Big Top Market, 3630 Clyde Park Avenue, which is the address of the Big Top, on the 26th at approximately 4:38 p.m. in the amount of $20.24. And that is with the card registered to Mr. Kenyate Newburn.
So they placing him in the vicinity.
Exhibit 29, please. Go to 431.50.
Uh-oh.
So 16, pause it there. For people not familiar with military time, I know the police department uses military time. 16:29:15 would be what in civilian parlance?
That'd be 4:29 p.m.
Okay, so time of 4:31:50 or 16:31.
So that would be earlier in the day than what time the shooting happened.
We can pause it there. As you look at anybody in line, does anybody stand out to you?
So this was the first video that I saw because I had the store manager go to the timestamp of the text messages, the conversation, and this was essentially the first clip that I saw. I immediately recognized the individual on the right.
At 16:31 even.
On the right, standing in this checkout line, because of this distinct coat that is dark on top and white on the bottom. This is about a little over 5 hours before the shooting incident occurred. And we were looking for an individual with this coat.
Now if you fast forward just to
Wow.
431:50. That's close enough. We'll start playing at 4:31:41. What was he holding in his hand? You could see that.
So you can see the individual in the distinct coat is very clearly texting or doing something on his phone at that time.
I don't see him texting with no phone. I see him putting his groceries on top of the thing. Did y'all see him texting? I did. Oh, but this is a good picture of his jacket. That dude. Ooh. Let me take a picture. Let me take a picture.
Again, phone activity.
Yes, it appears that he is having.
Oh, I see him right there.
I don't know if the big top video is synced with cell phone, time or whatever, but
I see it now.
that roughly correspond with the timing of the text message.
Uh-oh. My bad. I've been getting kind of excited. Hold on. My bad.
It's within a few minutes. Yes.
Now, fast forward.
Let me leave the screen alone.
4:35.
Let me stop messing with stuff.
You can start playing at 4:34:40.
Yeah, we see it now. It's obvious. Tomorrow, what I'm gonna do, y'all, is get the screenshots from that video footage. And we're gonna look at the jacket.
That is the
jacket,
transaction that we obtained the data for, showing the card.
Tomorrow, we're gonna do a deep dive into that jacket.
Cue up exhibit 28, please.
Oh yeah.
And so we're gonna play 28, and in the first few seconds, I just want you to see if you observe the person that appears to be the one at the register. Anybody standing out to you there?
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to pause it or not.
Is that him down the road?
Obviously,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
very far away here, but with that coat on, he's very distinct.
I spotted him.
Top, white on the bottom, two-tone jacket.
Now cue up exhibit 30. Go to 4:35 to 16:35.
What you say, world's dumbest criminals. If he did do the crime, damn fool, don't use a debit card
So
at
the
the store.
register.
Right, this was before the crime.
Registers are over here, obviously, on the left side of the camera angle, and then this would be the. Anyway, where the gentleman in the, no, he disappeared. Kind of by the guy in the black coat, that's the exit door that goes out into the parking lot that faces north.
On the right side of the.
What you say, don't use it before or after. Don't wear the same clothes all day.
You see that individual?
This is having some problems, but yes, he's on the left side of of the video there. Again, distinct.
Basically on the left side, under the 22 of the date 2022.
That's correct.
Okay, and then you continue.
The courthouse need to get this extension that I got, this draw extension. Okay, that'd be very simple to get in an effective tool. Let me take a picture.
You can pause it at 16:35:24. How would you describe the pants this individual is wearing?
They're essentially like skinny jeans, faded.
Not skinny
Acid
jeans.
wash is the term. Those are,
Not skinny jeans.
I'm not too familiar with the hip clothing, but I think that's the term for them.
And so, well,
Oh man.
Objection
Wow.
to 34. 34 is admitted.
Wow.
Screenshot of this individual at the register.
That's correct. But I believe that's from the first camera angle we watched from inside the big dog.
What that is, always be a cruiser, is
And
actually
to-
an extension
Did you have occasion to look at the
from the
exterior?
Windows Chrome
Yeah.
store. The
Did you see
Chrome
this
store.
individual,
It's the
corresponding in time
what it's called?
exiting
Quick
the store
mark
as we saw you right from inside?
You
extension.
do.
No,
Luckily,
page marker. That's what it's called. Page marker.
So at this time,
on Chrome.
in night vision mode, you can discern colors, those types of things. There's a camera
And my
on the
screenshot one is screenly. I'll put it in the
far west of
I'll
the
put it in
building
the-
that faces kind of
Okay.
northeast through the parking lot. Immediately after this individual leaves, the big top, he goes out to the parking lot. And again, you can see the distinct silver Dodge Journey that belongs to Mr. Welch pull into the parking lot. That vehicle goes to the east side of the
Exactly,
parking lot, stops, and the individual in the two-tone jacket here walks to that vehicle, gets in the passenger side door, and they leave the lot.
So I'll play exhibit 31. And these exhibits 31 and 32 are very short clips.
So again, this is the parking lot of the big top.
So pause it there and let it play it. At which angle would you see this individual, or from what exit would you see this individual leaving? Well, actually, we'll hit play and you tell me if you see it.
Okay. So that is the front door right there, and you can see dark on top, white on bottom, jacket. He's walking over to the silver Dodge Journey that's waiting for him over there. I'm not sure if it's in a previous clip or not, but you can see the Dodge Journey pull into the lot just prior to that.
And for the record, you're indicating the person that was walking from the right out of the store and then heading toward the vehicle on the right side.
That's correct.
Baby, these cameras and the footage, it seems like an invasion of privacy. But if something happened to you or someone you love, ain't you glad for all this, Big Brothering? Thank God for Big Brother, right? This is the good reasons for it. This is why you would be for Big Brother.
32. Again, a very short clip, 39 seconds. Can you indicate the vehicle that you were referring to?
So here is the silver Dodge Journey. Stopped right there.
I don't don't see the civil white Dodge. I can't spot the Dodge Journey. He need to make a. Let me see.
Sorry.
I could never see it. Yeah, that jacket was a damn giveaway. Wait till some later footage.
Was it for that? Pause. And slow time. Everybody back, please. At 16:36:49.
So again, so over Dodge Journey, this would be the driver's side door with the heavy damage. And it is very, I mean, it's a kind of a peculiar shape, but we can match that then to the Dodge Journey that we had at this time.
I don't see that Dodge Journey. Do y'all?
And it was comparable.
Got one final question for you. The prior witness, you weren't in the courtroom, but Officer Darian Adams was one of the canvassers, uniformed officers. She referenced in her testimony that she was canvassing the north side, and she was talking about 23 Canton. She also referenced potential video from 20 Canton, which would be on the south side. What, if any, video of evidentiary value was obtained from that address?
So there's several homes on Canton that had video systems. There's several homes in this neighborhood with video systems. The unfortunate thing is not all of them work and not all of them are real. We found there was a couple instances of that. There was a house across the street from 47th.
Not the decoy cameras.
I think it was 20 Canton also had cameras, but they didn't record, I believe was the scenario. Several of those were checked initially by officers that conducted that initial canvass. And then if need be, they were recontacted. But on Canton, the only video that we were able to obtain and that was useful was from 23 Canton. And then of course, the business at Canton Division, and then at Holland Division again.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right here so I can read the. First of all, let's see here. Let's see. Winter says that damn jacket was like having a neon sign that reads "Hello, it's me," right? And Always Be a Cruiser said, "Yep, it's a dead giveaway." Now, regarding the car, the SUV parked in that parking lot, Lady Steph didn't see it either. I think they could have did a way better job being able to use their evidence, right? They need a pointer. They need a better laser deal. They need to cut off the light. They should have had blown up still shots, right? So they could have did a way better job than that. Always Be a Cruiser say, yes, cameras are very effective, but the lazy detectives in Houston, Texas do not utilize any evidence given to them. They only work their shift and do nothing in between. Mind you, she has very emphasizing capitals on the lazy and the nothing. So I would take it that she has had a bad experience with the HPD. You know, we're both in Houston. Winter says this must be a low budget courtroom. Hell, they don't even have pointers. I think that I think in a lot of these cases that the attorneys and stuff be having their stuff. They could have had a pointer. They could have had their stuff better, ready. But yeah, it is some old school court technology. But I'm gonna be happy and stop complaining because in Judge Boyd court, we can't even see any of the evidence, right? I wanted to stop too to say this. Let me if in case you guys let me slow down, hold on. Just a reminder about that jacket. One of the things that the prosecution alluded to in the opening statement is that we're going to also see footage of the defendant in a music video he was making with the same clothes on the same day. Okay? So that jacket is like literally a huge component of what they have to tie this man or to accuse him of being the actual assailant. Right.
Mr. Kirkhoff, any questions for Detective
I've had negative
Paul?
experience with the HPD too, with them not wanting to do what they had to do.
video
Not
from
Perry
23
Mason in
Canton
1950 something, no.
only shows an individual running down the street, correct?
No, sir.
Sherlock Holmes.
There's a lone individual that runs on the north sidewalk, eastbound, not in the street though.
It does, okay, I'm sorry. It does not show that individual at 47 Canton, does it?
No, the camera at 23 Canton, as you guys saw, was not directed towards 47
There's
Canton.
no way
It
you
was
can
to the
say
south.
this is the person that shot up 47 Canton.
That is not on view in the camera though.
And that people have a tendency to run from shots being fired, don't they?
That's accurate, yes.
That was good. Oh
Anything
my
else, Mr. Faber?
God, that was so
Okay,
good.
Detective Hall, you're excused. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, next witness, please.
I'm not gonna lie, I am very impressed with the defense attorney, right? He keeps things very short, very sweet, and very to the point. He stands up and asks his question, boom. All he does is bam, put that reasonable doubt question. After all that testimony, all them videos, all that footage, he asked 3 questions. The last question that leaves a stain on the brain, he asked for the jury. Don't people often run away if they hear gunshots? Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call Officer Brandon.
I know. When I be like, look here, I can't see. Can I get up and go see that closer?
Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Very good. Have a seat, please. Go ahead, Mr. Prevent.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I may state to the court and the jury that this witness is also slightly out of order, but.
Trying to accommodate schedules. That's okay. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, I thought
Good
that
afternoon.
Welch was next when they slid these 2 in.
My name's Brandon Romero, first name spelling Brandon, last name's Romero,
Thank you. How are you currently employed?
with the Grand Rapids Police Department.
What is your current assignment?
I am currently assigned to the Major Case Detective Unit.
And can you please describe to the jury what that means or what types of cases you generally investigate?
So the type of cases I generally investigate are violent felonies specific to murder, robberies, any weapon-related offenses, suspicious deaths.
How long have you been with the Grand Rapids Police Department?
I've been employed with the Grand Rapids Police Department since December of 2017.
And did you have prior experience as an officer before that?
Yes, I did. I did approximately 5.5 years with the Mason County Sheriff's Office in Leadington, Michigan.
All the experienced legal agents,
Did you
law
have
enforcement
some
agents,
involvement
they all
in
look at the
case?
jury when they talk.
Yes,
When did you first become involved?
I would say early January of 2022.
Would that have been 2023?
Sorry, 2023.
January 2023, you first become involved in this incident.
Yes.
Can you please describe for the jury what your primary role in this investigation was?
So at the time of this investigation, I was assigned to the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. With that being said, I was requested by detectives to assist them in this investigation, specifically to locate Mr. Newburn.
So at that point in time, was Kenyate Newburn named as a possible suspect in this case?
Yes.
And as a result of that, did you attempt to locate him?
I did.
Were you able to locate him?
I was.
How did you do that?
So throughout this investigation, we were able to confirm his cell phone number specifically belonging to Mr. Newburn through several investigative means. With that being said, I was able to confirm that it was serviced by T-Mobile. From there, I drafted a search warrant to receive call detailed record information to include cell site location information, also known as pings for layman's terms. I drafted that search warrant and it was ultimately signed on January 5th
location
of
found them.
2023.
And after that search warrant was signed, did you get regular updates from that phone thing?
Yeah, so once it's served to the carrier, it could be anywhere from
They
I would
move
say
fast.
20
All this
minutes
happened
to
the next
hours
day.
to a day or two before
Within
the
24
provider
hours.
starts to provide the information to us when it comes to the cell site location information. So therefore, I do start receiving notifications from T-Mobile every 15 minutes, giving me an accuracy of where that phone may be at.
Damn.
And as a result of that information, were you able to locate the defendant?
Yes,
Where did you locate him at?
I located him at 1013 Climax Street within the city of Lansing.
Was that his regular registered address?
No,
Do you know what his last known registered address was?
I believe it was in the 600 block of 36th Street Southwest, possibly 6.
Exactly.
I believe
They,
it was.
they real quick
Is
now.
that in the city of Grand Rapids?
No, it's in the city of Wyoming.
The city of Wyoming? But you located him in.
And when I'm referring to they real quick about obtaining phone access. You know, it used to take a day or so. We gotta wait to get the phone records, but now they're able to do that shit like immediately. Immediately, they picked up the dude. They picked these guys up the next day.
Lansing.
That's correct.
Was that in a house, an apartment, or something else?
It was a house.
Do you know whose house that was?
Yes, so through the investigation, I was able to determine that residence belonging to, or being owned by his grandmother. And furthermore, an additional family member had been residing there, and I was able to physically see a
He went ahead
vehicle
out
and
at
driver
Granny
that
house,
came back registered to the family member.
allegedly.
So what is the first date that you actually observed the defendant and that address in Lansing?
That would have been on January 10th, 2023.
After you observed the defendant at that address in Lansing, what did you do next?
So once I observed him there, there was conversation with the lead investigators on this investigation on to how we were going to proceed next. Ultimately, a search warrant was drafted for the residence of 1013 Climax Street in Lansing, and the execution was done by the Michigan State Police.
Were you involved in that search?
Yes, I was.
Were numerous officers involved in that?
Yes.
Jury in this case.
Yes.
Can you please describe what those items were as it relates to the defendant?
So specifically, once the house was secured by the tactical team, investigators moved into the house to conduct a search. I specifically conducted a search along with Sergeant Keith Hefner and Detective Knoxam on the second floor of the residence. It was a very large room, extremely cluttered, and within that room, I located Michigan ID that was kind of up on the, it's like a railing above, like the headboard of a bed. That ID was kind of in like a hand wallet, and it was the ID of Kenyate, Newburn. With that also said was a cell phone nearby resting on top of the bed. I believe there was some clothing that Detective Sergeant Hefner and others had located with some interest. It wasn't me directly. And then furthermore, I was also notified by Detective Knoxam that he had located an additional 2 phones, I believe, in an adjacent bedroom that appeared to belong to a child.
And was one phone taken or seized that appeared to belong to the defendant?
Yes.
And was that collected as evidence?
Yes, it was.
And was that collected and turned over for later forensic download of that phone?
Yes.
They do not sound like they covered their mouth.
This time, Your Honor, I would move for the admission, and I believe Mr. Kirkhoff stipulates to it, People's Exhibits 48 through 49F.
Any objection?
No.
All right, very good. 48 through 49F are admitted.
Thank you. So first, I will show you Officer Romero, People's Exhibit 49A.
No, I can't imagine that.
Do you
You know,
recognize
these
what is
kids
shown
are
here?
crazy.
I do.
And what is that?
And that is the identification card belonging to Kenyate, Newburn.
Is that a photograph of the location where you found it?
Yes,
And is that at the house in Lansing?
correct.
And next, 49B. And what is shown here in 49B?
That's
Just
his
like
granny
the
bed with
same
them
photo,
vanilla
but stepping
wafers.
back a little ways towards like the foot area of the bed, back down towards the area in which I found the ID.
How about 49C?
You know that's the, ooh,
It's an overall photo from afar, I guess you could say, kind of just showing the overlooked area of what the bedroom looked like.
And how many stories or floors?
that's the granny room. She a hoarder.
I believe 3, but I can't, I don't recall. I just remember going upstairs and I specifically concentrated on this room.
This is the main room that you searched.
That's correct.
That took a
And
hell of
how
a
about
search.
49D? Is that just another view of that same room showing the area where you located the ID?
That's correct.
And 49E?
That's going to be the exterior of 1013 Climax from the road.
And 49F? What is shown there?
That's going to be the phone. Well, there's 2 there, but the specific phone that's not lit up, I guess you could say, could be the one that was identified being Mr. Newburn's that was located in a children's bedroom.
It was located in a child's bedroom?
Yes.
Was that the room where the defendant had been staying?
No. Not to my knowledge. It did not have any of his belongings in there that I was told or that I saw.
And so the phone that we see in this photograph on the right-hand
Now
side.
he got his grandma all exposed and embarrassed because the house is a mess.
Associated with the defendant.
No.
It's the phone that we see in the middle of this picture, is that correct?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what's been admitted as People's Exhibit 48 and 49. If you could just open those and let me know if you recognize them, and there's gloves there if you want them.
You need some large size gloves. I know them tight.
So here's a black, or it's actually bluer, an iPhone with a black cover on it. This to be the one that's non-illuminated.
Is that the actual phone that we see in the photograph up here in 49F?
That's correct.
And what you're holding in your hand, that's just for the record, that's People's Exhibit 48. And next, if you could open People's Exhibit 49.
Girl, he must got somewhere to be. He's going fast.
Yes. So here in this exhibit, I have the wallet as previous showed, showing the identification card of Kenyate Newburn. I also have a social security card, again in the name of Kenyate Andrew Michael Newburn.
All his
And then also a certificate of live birth for Kenyate Newburn.
And did you locate all of those items at the search of the Lansing house?
Yes.
Damn, he keep his birth certificate with him?
And do you recall the name of the other family member that you referenced that had been staying there?
Markela, I believe.
Was that Markela Newburn Bonds?
Yes.
And do you know what the relation was to the defendant?
I think it was a cousin, I believe, if I remember right. I know that during the search of the address in itself, the connection was a grandmother has ownership of the home.
I know it's been a long road now. After the this case, see if you can see at the bottom, it's another 10 minutes,
Okay, thank you.
and that
Those are all the
is day
questions I have.
1. So we might as well finish it
Kirkhoff, any
out.
questions?
And tomorrow we'll start
Okay.
with the
You're
Wiley.
excused. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, it's my understanding we have a final witness?
Yes.
All right, for the day, not for the trial, just letting you know. One final witness for the day.
Oh, she looked wrong.
Of the victim, yes.
Okay, so they had to wait for the last witness of the day, and what's happening is that this is concluding the trial day one. Day two for us, but day one for the actual trial. That's Michigan, I would assume. That's pretty. That's really pretty.
First become involved.
The
I'd like to direct your attention back, I'd like to direct your
Sheila Bro, Sheila.
Okay, last witness of the day.
And what is your occupation, ma'am?
I work for Grand Rapids Police Department as a crime scene technician in the Forensic Services Unit.
How long have you performed that job?
Approximately 26 years.
Is retirement looming?
Hopefully.
I'd like to direct your attention back to late December of 2022. You were working in that capacity as a crime scene technician.
Yes, that is correct.
Did you become involved in the investigation of a homicide that occurred at 47 Canton Street Southwest?
Yes.
Two questions. What was your role and when did you first become involved?
The detectives asked me to process a vehicle that was transported to our garage at the police department. And so I processed that vehicle, and then I also collected some clothing and items from the autopsy.
The autopsy
Of
Maya Kelly?
of the victim, yes.
Okay. Which happened first?
The autopsy
And you remember what day that was?
on the 27th of December.
Okay, so a day after
The incident, yes.
And did you ever go to 47 Canton yourself?
No, I did not.
So what did you collect, and was this at Blodgett, Butterworth?
At Blodgett, yes,
Blodgett.
1840 Wealthy, Southeast.
And now it's Corwell Health, but Spectrum?
Yeah, Corwell Health.
Okay. And what did you collect that had evidentiary value in terms of this case?
So what we collect is everything that they collect from the victim. So they take the photographs. So I collect photographs from them, and I collect all the clothing, the personal belongings, and fingernail clippings, and any evidence they retrieve once they do their postmortem examination.
Okay, and so clothing, jewelry, were those standard items taken from?
Yes, anything that the deceased has on their person when they're transported to go to the morgue.
Did medical personnel find any weapons of any kind that you collected?
No.
In terms of either the external or internal examinations done during the autopsy, was any item of evidentiary value collected from the person of Miss Kelly?
Yes.
What was that?
A projectile.
And you collected that personally in any place in evidence?
Yes.
And I would
The
move
bullet.
the admission of Exhibit 59.
That was in her body.
Thank you. 59 is admitted.
May I approach this?
Yes.
Ms. Grove, take a moment to look at the envelope here.
So, yeah, this is our evidence envelope. We have barcodes, and it has the incident number and the address and my name and in the description, the projectile from, I labeled it projectile from head.
So that,
Biohazard, because it obviously would be biohazard because it came from a human head.
okay, but that's the projectile that was recovered from Miss Kelly.
Kelly, yes.
I don't assume they're gonna open that up, huh?
Yeah, I won't ask you this, so. Now, moving on, you mentioned that you
Okay, I didn't
were
think
asked by
so.
detectives to process a vehicle that was in police custody.
Yes.
What detectives requested that of you?
Detective Wolf and Detective Bayless.
And what vehicle specifically was the focus of this request?
Um,
And if I look at your report, would refresh your memory.
yeah, that was a Dodge Journey.
Do you have a license plate number that's associated with the vehicle that was in police custody?
Yes, it was a Michigan plate EXP 9524.
And I would move for the admission of exhibits 56 through 58.
Any objection?
No.
56, 57, and 58 are admitted.
Showing 56 on the wall. That's the vehicle that you processed?
You go to
Yes,
vehicle
it's
up
located
close.
in our, we call it our forensics garage. It's just a
There go the
small
damage.
garage inside the Grand Rapids Police Department downtown.
And is this the driver or the passenger side?
It's the front passenger door.
Showing some damage?
Yes.
All right, 57. What angle, what are we looking at here?
And that's just
Wow.
overall showing the
Very
hood
noticeable
and the
damage.
driver's side,
Wow.
and showing the damage in the driver door area.
Is the driver door open?
It did not.
Now showing 58.
And then an overall view of more of the passenger side and showing some damage on that front passenger door.
Did you do a thorough search of the interior of the vehicle?
Yes.
What, if anything, did you find?
The only thing I found were some cell phones on the front passenger seat.
And were those given to detectives for further investigation?
Yeah, I marked them as evidence and submitted them to our mobile device analysis unit.
Was there any are you qualified to obtain or lift latent fingerprints?
I did process the vehicle for possible latent fingerprints. I did not find any on the vehicle.
Now, how they had no fingerprints in the whole vehicle?
No.
So they must have wiped something down. That's weird.
Is that unusual?
No, it is not. And especially in winter time, it's not that unusual to find, to not find fingerprints. It was, I mean, I'm not picking on the vehicle, but it was a little dirty, and like in winter when you have the salt and dirt residue, it was not that unusual not to find a fingerprint on the vehicle.
So keep your car dirty, huh?
Thank you, Ms. Broder, for the questions.
Mr. Kirkhoff, any questions?
No question.
All right.
Ms. Bro, you are excused. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for your attention today. We got through the opening instructions, opening statements, 13 witnesses. That's quite a bit. So we made good progress.
Excellent. So tomorrow, I know I had gave the indication that the what's it called, that the alleged getaway driver was next. I didn't see when I went to go peep. I didn't know that these last two people was going to be testifying. But let me give y'all just a sneak peek to wet y'all whistle for tomorrow. Let's take a look at, let's do a sneak peek at the alleged getaway driver, Marquise Welch. He will be the very first person testimony. And from me just kind of peeping through at it, it's going to be an extensive testimony. Wait till y'all get a load of this guy. Let me show y'all history. And we'll start that tomorrow at 1 p.m. Just a quick look. Let me cut it down. I'm going to give y'all a teaser of the alleged getaway driver. He's also been charged with some crimes. I'm not going to tell y'all what his testimony is going to be about. I haven't watched it, but I'm talking about from opening statements. One moment. Boom. All right, so this is where we're going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to start at the very beginning of day 2. It'll be day 3 for us. We're going to start in the first witness, our witness, well, not our witness. The first witness is going to be Marquise Welch, the alleged getaway driver of that SUV, that Dodge Journey. Okay, so thank y'all so much for participating the way you guys did on today. Thank y'all for y'all patience to get through these 4 hours. It was good. It was good. So tonight I'll work on getting some of the highlights. So tomorrow we can be kind of caught up, and we'll get busy on day 2 of the state of Michigan versus Kenyate, Newburn. Y'all have a great day, an excellent evening, and I shall see y'all later. Thank you for joining me here on Trial and Jury, where we put ourselves in the shoes of the jury members.